A lot of people find it very difficult to talk about their emotions and how they're feeling, but sometimes they can share those thoughts in a poem that they've read, or taking a saying from someone else, or maybe even the lyrics to a song, and that sort of expresses how they feel about the person or the situation in their life that they need to get their message across. So communication can come in many forms. I always say to people, even having a good argument is constructive communication. It's not necessarily the suggested course of action for everyday problems, but sometimes it's the only way that we can get our message across. So for the final part in the series, we're going to work with Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces. Now, Mercury in Capricorn is a really interesting placement because Mercury in Capricorn is a little bit like the school teacher. Mercury here's got his red pen and he's marking things off and he's saying to you, hang on a minute, that's not exactly how the story went. You left out this detail, you added that there. Mercury in Capricorn likes everything to be verbatim. They like it to be precise, to be exact. Don't exaggerate it. Don't add anything to it and don't leave anything out. But it's interesting here also, Mercury in Capricorn also has an unusual sense of humour. And you quite often find people that have Mercury in Capricorn are said to have no sense of humour. No, that's not exactly true. They just don't like people wasting their time with trivial rubbish. If something is really funny, they will laugh at it, but if it's smutty or seedy, they just dismiss it and say, well, that was a waste of time. Bring me something that I can really understand and want to laugh at. So just remember, if you've got Mercury in Capricorn, be aware you don't always have to be the school teacher with the red pen and correct friends and lovers and colleagues when they get the information wrong. Everybody has a different take on what they see as their truth. So it's interesting now when we move to Mercury in Aquarius, because this is one of my favourite areas of Mercury, because Mercury is the planet of communication and Aquarian energy is the epitome of doing things differently, of randomly pulling something out of nowhere. This is where the most amazing ideas can come from. Aquarians can have that real light bulb moment where they just sort of pull a one-liner out of nowhere and it's the most brilliant statement that's ever been made, or they've just invented something that they didn't even realise they were going to invent and it's just sort of come into their mind like a bolt of lightning. So Mercury in Aquarius can sometimes be a little bit hard to follow because these people, their minds work so quickly. It's almost like everything that they talk about is in code or in shorthand and you have to fill in the gaps around it. But it's because their mind works so fast, it's so sharp and it can process so much information like a computer hard drive. They even have times there where it's difficult for them to even keep up with their own mind. So bear that in mind if you have a friend or a family member that has Mercury in Aquarius. Sometimes their own mind is hard for them to keep up with. So we come to our final sign, which is Mercury in Pisces. Now, again, when we're still looking at communication, but now we're going to put it into a water element. We're going to change Mercury into something magical. Because Mercury here says, okay, let's get creative. I can see things, I can feel things, I can hear things, I can create things. I can put it into a mystical sort of way. I can create the most beautiful photographs. I can create the most beautiful movies or videos because I have this creative flair that helps me paint pictures with words. And I can transpose that into many, many different mediums. So people that have Mercury in Pisces are usually incredibly creative, very musical, or very artistic, or maybe all three. They have the ability to be able to understand things in a very artistic, creative way where somebody with Mercury in Capricorn would be standing there scratching their head and saying, yeah, well, that's pretty, but let's get to the practical side. So be a little bit gentle on our dear darling Piscean friends that have Mercury in Pisces because that's where our creativity comes from. They have a brilliant mind in that way and they don't want to deal with the nuts and bolts or the finances. They just want to create. So why don't we let them do that? So we're going to take our first caller and it's Becky in, I better put my glasses on because I can't quite read it, Becky. Becky in Meadowview, Virginia, USA. Are you there, Becky? Happy 4th of July. Hello, Becky. I'm sure Becky will join us in a minute or two. Are you there, Becky?
Hello?
Hello, Becky. How can I help you?
Good, how are you?
Very well. Have you had a nice 4th of July, Becky?
Yes.
Good. So do you have a question I can help you with, sweetie?
Like any question?
Any question you like, sweetheart? Yes, anything.
My job situation.
Okay. All right, Becky, tuning into your job situation, I can see that there's been a few changes around the job scene in the last couple of months, and I'm going to say to you, I'm not sure that the way the job is heading actually feels comfortable to you. I sort of feel you're questioning whether or not it's time to look for another job, or do I give it a little bit more time? Do I persevere with this? Will it get better? Will I sort of go back to feeling comfortable with it? What they're showing me is I feel in September, Becky, that there's going to be a major decision that you're going to need to make. Now, I'm not saying that the job is coming to an end. What I'm saying is I think you're the one that will make the decision to look for another job, Becky. And I feel that that will come as early as September, where you feel comfortable enough that, yes, I've given this enough time. It's not getting any better. It's time for me to start looking at what I need to be doing for myself. And I do see another job coming towards you, which to me has a lot more security, and I feel a little bit of extra money on top of what you're earning now. But more importantly, you're going to be happy there, Becky. And I think that's the important thing. It's like the job itself, I think, that you're in at the moment, there's a time and a season for everything, and the season with this job is coming to an end. It's no longer giving you the satisfaction that it once did. So it's time now for you to be looking to broaden your horizons and look for something new.
Yes.
So is that how you
That
feel?
sounds good.
Pardon?
That sounds very good.
Yeah, and the new job fits you like a glove, Becky. It's sort of like it's time. You know, sometimes I think as we get older, we put a little bit of fear into, you know, oh, maybe I shouldn't change because maybe I'm being silly, or I won't get a better paying job, or I won't get something that's going to make me any happier. And we hold ourselves back from what is the natural time for us to make a change. And then if something does force us to do that, it's not always in a pleasant way because we've ignored our own timetable. And that's what I want to be very clear with you. You haven't ignored your own timetable. It's very close now. So any time between now and September, but I strongly was shown September was when the opportunity would present itself, and it was smooth and it was quick and it was positive. So best of luck with your job hunting, Becky. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. So we'll just wait for our next caller to come in. So it's been an interesting week astrologically for most people around the globe. A lot of people have been saying to me they've been feeling a little bit restless with Mars sitting in Cancer, because Mars likes to stir everything up and sort of make us feel a little bit titchy as he sort of, you know, tries to heat the water up, I suppose. It's sort of, you know, he's taking it from being cool to lukewarm to sort of starting to get a bit of a boil up so that we can start to move things along in our lives. I think sometimes when we get halfway through the year, we tend to get a little bit complacent sometimes about those New Year's resolutions that we set all that time way back in January, but it's sometimes time to dust them off and have another look at them and see what we have actually achieved, what we need to modify and change, and maybe what we can bring in this second half of the year. And for those of you that live in the Northern Hemisphere, this must be your favourite time of the year, is in those warmer months of the year. And I believe in the warmer months of the year is when we should take the most action. It's when we should get up off the couch and do something really constructive with our lives. For those of you that live in the Southern Hemisphere, this is the time of year where we're sort of being asked to retreat a little bit. The weather's cooler. It's time to sort of look at your life a little bit more. go inside yourself, do your soul searching, look at the things that you need to change in your life, and get ready for the action when we start to get the warmer weather. So it always amazes me how much that the influence of the planets do sort of make in our lives. And whether we want to consciously say that we acknowledge it and we work with astrology or not, it does affect each and every one of us. We automatically tune into the cosmos. Whether we believe we do or we don't, we do tune into the cosmos, and we are able to harness that energy that takes place each and every day. And it's interesting because people say to me, well, how come some days I feel really motivated and then the next day I get out of bed and I'm really dragging myself around? And the answer to that is a lot of times it is connected to the moon, because the moon, the emotional energy, moves so fast that the moon really governs, I think, sometimes our energy levels. You can get out of bed some days and you can really take the world by storm, and then, you know, a few hours later you can feel like you've been run over by 3 Mack trucks. And I think that the answer to that is when the moon's changed out of, say, a very positive, fiery energy like Leo and moved into Virgo halfway through the day, and it's sort of like, boom, all my energy's dropped. It's become grounded, it's become slower, it's become more methodical. It's sort of asking me to go deep inside myself instead of being the drama queen and sort of being lively and on the stage. So that just gives you a little bit of an answer there at why sometimes our energy can even change during the course of the day. Now we're going to go to Jody in Summertown, Tennessee, USA. Are you there, Jody? Happy 4th of July.
Yes, I am. Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, sweetie. Have you been partying on?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Have you been partying on, enjoying the 4th of July?
Oh, no, I am horse-sitting my horse because she's afraid of fireworks.
Right. Oh, well, that's understandable. So how can I help you tonight, Jody? Do you have a question I can help you with?
Well, I was wondering, oh boy, there's so much on my mind, but what I was wondering was in regards to my career. I'm currently working multiple jobs in the same field, but I'm thinking about starting my own business, and I'm just not sure if I'm too old maybe to get there and just stay where I'm at. I don't know.
Okay, Jody, first things first, I mean, the fact that you're asking the question is an important thing. It means that the universe is trying to say to you, okay, Jody, let's look at options. Let's look at what's going on in your life at the moment. Let's look at it under a microscope. And every time you go and look at something under the microscope, what you keep seeing is that, gee, if I was doing that my way, I'd do it this way. I could see a way of doing this better. So these are all the little triggers that are sort of suggesting to you maybe it's time to look at becoming self-employed. And that's good. But then comes in the next layer that says, hang on a minute, but what if I give up my day job and all of a sudden I haven't got a regular income? Am I prepared? Am I ready for that? Am I really ready to step out there and go into the big, bad, wide world and become self-employed? It's a huge risk. It's a huge leap of faith. And it's also something that I'm not trying to talk you out of doing, Jody. What I'm saying to you is, if that's what you feel very drawn to, then by all means, I think we need to start preparing for that. And preparing for that would be looking at all the things that go with being self-employed. You know, what would it take to set up a business? What are the compliances by, you know, government regulations or industry regulations that you would have to comply to? How much money would it take? Do I need to have, you know, commercial premises? All these questions need to be answered. So I feel what we could be doing here is looking at all these sort of things, then looking at maybe doing a business management course or something like that that prepares you and gets you ready and helps you look at some of the other areas that maybe you hadn't thought of, and then look at the feasibility, am I ready to do this? Now, what I'm being shown is, yes, I do think that this is a real positive direction, and I do feel that you will gravitate towards self-employment. I just don't think it's going to be this year, Becky. What I think this year is about is preparation and really sort of preparing and looking to see whether or not this is something that I can do. I would also suggest, if at all possible, if maybe we can try and get a business off the ground while you're still gainfully employed, so that we then take that pressure off of having to earn money, that you can just focus on growing the business and trying to get it up and established, and then sort of maybe then take the leap of faith once you feel you've got it to a point that, you know, okay, there's not enough hours in the day, I've got to make a decision to leave the day job and then follow this. But there may also be a way where we can scale back the day job to maybe a more part-time situation and then focus more on the business and make the transition easier. What they were sort of showing me was that I didn't really feel that there was going to be the real leap towards this before about March next year. Now, it's not saying we can't prepare for it, it's not saying we can't do our research or even start the business up before then, but what they were showing me in real earnest is when it starts in March next year or thereabouts. So it's a time now of really giving this a lot of thought. I think it's something that's been in your mind for a long time now, Jodie. I don't think it was just something that happened last week. You've been feeling this way for a long time. So I think we really need to honour this and explore the opportunity of this and see where this could go. I do feel you've got what it takes to make a successful business, and I do feel that you are able to sort of really realistically look at what it would take to do this. You're not looking at it through fairy image eyes and sort of just thinking, oh, great, it'll be great to be self-employed and I'll have all this money and I can go to golf 3 days a week. You're not looking at it in that unrealistic expectation. You know that this is going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of energy and a lot of time, and you know that you're prepared to put that in. So I wish you every success with it. I think you will make the transition into complete self-employment, and I do think you'll be very successful with it, Jodie, but it will be hard work, and it's something that you have to be really ready for.
Yeah.
So is there something that might come into the business with you? Because I could see a dark-headed man around the business as well.
Okay.
Is there someone else that might come into the business with you as a partner?
Not that I know of. I'm a dog groomer, right. And I don't know very many other people around here, so.
I don't know. I just saw a dark-headed man around it. Now, that could be somebody that might help mentor you, or might be somebody that helps you, you know, get all the compliance in place. But I just saw this dark-headed man having a great influence over you going into this self-employed situation.
Is it, would you happen to know if it was age-wise, if it was a younger man, older man?
He looked to me to be in his late 30s, early 40s mark. I only saw his head. I didn't see anything else. They didn't show me in what capacity in the business he was going to be. It was just that he was there. And that's why I thought, oh, well, I'll ask, are you looking to take on a partner? Because this man seemed to have a big influence in how you were going to structure this.
Okay.
But that could be just somebody that shows you the compliance that needs to meet, you know, council, local government, or government, you know, regulations too. It could be somebody just, you know, that you're going to get advice from, you know, how to structure this properly. So, you know, they don't always show it to you clearly at what the role is. So, but I know you're going to be very successful with it. So with the dog grooming thing, would you then look at sort of having other services that are attached to that, like sort of maybe accessories and food, or?
Probably, yeah. It would. You know, there would probably be an extra, like an external business, like for people who go away on vacation, for me to take care of their farms too, actually.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. Because I could see a website and I could see sort of like a, you know, a shop on a web. But I also sort of felt there was other strands to this. Like, to me, the dog grooming was only one part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. I feel very excited about it because I actually feel the business will take off. I think you'll have to have other people working with you, even if it is only on a part-time capacity, because I think there's only one of you and you're not going to be able to do everything. You're not going to be able to be grooming the dogs, walking the dogs, and you know, feeding and looking after them. You know, there's only so many hours in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. I mean, if they're showing me that you're going to need staff, that means you're going to be successful.
I hope so.
Never mind your hope so. Always put it in the positive, I know so. It's what we put out to the universe is what helps us manifest these things, and that's what I mean. I mean, you know, you'll do your research, you'll get everything sort of sorted out with this, and you'll build this up slowly, like while you've still got the day job going on, which is good. That's the way, that's the correct way to go into a business. Then that way, you know, you're sort of not throwing yourself completely into the deep end. But I also sort of felt that you were going to build up a network of services around you that were sort of like add-ons or people referring to you and you referring to them. There was going to be quite a nice networking happening with businesses that are connected with you, you know, like a local vet and things like this. So there was lots of opportunities there to sort of bring business in many different angles.
Right.
Which is good.
Yeah, because right now I work for 2 vets, so.
If I can interrupt you, Jody, I did also sort of feel that a bit further down the track you would work with dogs that had emotional problems or behaviour problems.
Okay.
That's something I think that interests you, but it's not where you're going to start. But that's sort of something that the business is going to gravitate into.
Okay.
Which is good.
Behavior.
I think you're going to have a really, really successful business. So, you know, you'll be looking to get your own premises eventually where you can accommodate all these things in one place, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, because my daughter is, my foster daughter, she's training right now to be a canine officer at a Virginia prison.
Oh, wonderful. There you go. See, that might be something that you'll end up doing is training the dogs for that. There's many different areas this can take, Jody. So I think one step at a time, do your homework, do your research, get everything properly set up with compliance, and I can't see a problem. Anyway, good luck with the business, Jody. We've only got a very limited amount of time left on the show now. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. It's been a great show as always. Next week we're going to start our new 4-part series. We're going to be looking at Venus, the planet of love and affection, moving through the zodiac signs, and how does that affect you? One of my favourite planets, Venus, because it shows us the things that we love to do in our life, not just the types of love that we attract in our lives, as in relationships.
Ma.
In your new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Hi, I'm Tracy, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now, back to A1R on the air. Psychic Talk Radio now on Moonstruck TV, enlightening television.
Good evening and welcome to the start of another wonderful week here at A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. You're listening to the Modern Mystic Radio Show. My name is Sarah, I'm your host. I've been working as a psychic for a very, very long time, and I am looking forward to taking 2 callers today. So I'm looking forward to listening to your questions and obviously, and of course, delivering those readings. Now, what I want to talk about today is briefly the full moon that we're coming up to on Saturday. Which here in the UK, that's going to be very early doors in the morning, about 5 o'clock in the morning, but obviously that's going to vary wherever you are in the world. Now, this full moon in Scorpio, I think is going to be quite an interesting one. Scorpio is quite an intense energy, quite an intense sign, and it tends to deal with things that are hidden, secrets and lies. So don't be surprised if things start to come out of the closet. Now, I think it's going to be quite interesting because there's various dynamics here with Scorpio that we'll look into in terms of manifesting what we can manifest, but also what we can clear as well, because it's going to be touching upon issues here to do with the past. And it's a great time to kind of clear those negative energies, which is one of the things that I'm going to be using this full moon for. I'm going to be harnessing that energy to try and clear any kind of negative issues. So when we look at negative issues, when we look at negative people, you know, sometimes if somebody has elements of jealousy, you know, which is again a very, very strong Scorpio trait, it can affect us on a vibrational level and also on a material level as well. So here, sort of in the physical world, you know, that element of jealousy or envy or whatever it is that's coming your way can start to actually have a knock-on effect on your energy and therefore your ability to manifest and obviously other things that go on in your life. It also governs areas sort of like tuned in and got myself ready for the show, and this is what I got here for you, and this is the 6 of Cups. Now, this card is quite interesting. It governs things like issues to do with the past, people from the past, maybe even people from your childhood, and it can also be the past life card. So I find that absolutely fascinating. So please do let me know whether issues from the past have been coming up in your life. Now, with the Scorpio energy, number one, we are looking at clearing the negativity from past situations here during this full moon period. But also, if we look at what we can manifest, because Scorpio does have very positive elements here, we're looking at you know, rebirth, regeneration, transformation. Also looking at things like psychic ability as well, and many other aspects here that Scorpio can kind of enhance. So perhaps you're looking at maybe even starting up your own sort of spiritual business. Scorpio would be a great moon, or Scorpio moon would be a great moon to work with in terms of attracting that in for yourself. Also, what I found quite fascinating is that Scorpio governs the area of soulmates and twin flames. And this card here, you know, even though it kind of looks at past lives or past connections here, can also indicate a strong sort of past life or soul connection coming in as well. So we can kind of harness the energy of the Scorpio full moon to attract in that soulmate or twin flame. Now, soulmates are one of the things that I absolutely love and adore. And over here in the UK, I've kind of been nicknamed it signs. We may see like double numbers 1111, or you know, see their name all over the place, or be drawn towards songs. There'll be signs from the universe coming in, but the fundamental element, the one thing that you're going to really notice here, is that it very, very intense connection that you have, and almost like an intuitive bond as well. Now, twin flames are traditionally known as the person you are, your other half. you know, the other half of your soul. And when these energies come in, yes, we get all the elements here that you would find within a soulmate connection or another soul connection, but it tends to be off the scale, you know, absolutely off the scale, and it may completely you know, flummox you. You may completely not understand what this connection is here, because it is incredibly powerful. So when we're looking at twin flames and soulmates, I would say the number one difference in terms of recognizing them is the twin flame energy is a lot more powerful, and quite often you will be able to physically feel each other even though you may be separated by distance, which again is a very, very fascinating thing. But Scorpio full moon is a great one in terms of working with that soulmate energy, maybe even reconnecting a soulmate or twin flame energy, or also bringing in and manifesting that soulmate as well. Okay, so good luck with that. The candle colours to look at when working with Scorpio, either black, silver or red here, because it is a very, very intense full moon that we've got coming up. Okay, so we do have our first caller here, and this is Robin from Queensland, Australia. Hello, Robin, are you there?
Yes, hello. Hello.
Hi, how are you? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, she has disappeared off. Hopefully we will get her back in a moment. So let's go back into soulmates and twin flames. So one of the issues that I've noticed over the last sort of 2 to 3 years is what I've kind of termed as the soulmate crisis. Now this is where the whole soulmate or twin flame energy kind of goes down the pan, and it breaks, shatters, fractures here, and even though you may still have that cord connection between you two, the issues that have manifested, if you like, within that soul connection are far too intense for you to be together. So if that's something that, again, you want to kind of heal, the full moon in Scorpio will be a great one to use. Okay, so we do have Robin back from Queensland, Australia. Hi, Robin, can you hear me?
I can, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very, very well. Thank you for joining me on the Modern Mystic radio show. Do you have a question for me?
Yes, I applied for a job last week and I was very overwhelmed and I went blank, completely blank, and I don't know whether I've actually, whether I'll get it or not now.
Right, okay, so you feel as though you may have jeopardised the interview because of your... I mean, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. I'm pulling a few cards out for you. So at the moment, you're feeling very undecided about this particular work opportunity, and I feel here it's like the whole energy of it at the moment in terms of their decision making is quite up in the air. I don't feel like you've completely blown it. Because work is really heavily featured here within your cards, and what I do see with you is things kind of coming together here for you, and I've got you starting a new journey as well when it comes to the work area. I feel, if I sort of tune into them, I feel like they are understanding of your nerves within the situation. Okay, so I feel like it's not completely ruined here, even though you feel like you went blank. I do feel that they are taking that into consideration here. So everything that they don't feel, I don't feel like they've made their decision just yet, but I am getting a very, very positive energy around you with the work area. So I am seeing you over this summer, over July and August, starting a new job. And I feel like within this job, you are going to be, I feel like you're going to be very, very happy. I feel a very, very positive environment. Apart from this issue of you going blank within the interview, how do you feel about the job? Is this the one that you really want?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to pull a couple more cards just to have a look on this one. Because, like I said, I do see you starting a new position. Okay, so the card that I've got is brilliant, actually. It indicates celebrations. Celebrations here. Also, we've got a powerful number of 3, so maybe a job that has over 3 functions or working primarily for or with 3 people. But the element of 3 is coming in very, very strongly here with you, with work. Okay? It may even be indicating 3 days with this. Okay? But I feel that I have got celebrations. I feel like I have got you, despite everything, getting that job. Okay, because I feel that they're going to overlook it. But there seems to be... Were you interviewed by more than one person here?
Pardon?
Were you interviewed by more than one person?
Yes, 2 people.
Yeah. 3 people?
2
right?
people.
Oh, 2 people. Because I feel like there is kind of a split decision at the moment. So I feel like once they've kind of argued things out, I feel like the one person that really, really matters, I actually feel is on your side here. Okay, and this will be the person that I feel you're going to be working with directly. So I feel here, just give this a little bit more time. Don't worry about going blank. Don't worry about what you could have done or what you should have said. Okay, you know, you can't undo what has been done here, but I am getting a very, very positive energy with work for you. Okay, so I feel like you're going to get it. Okay, if it's not this job, it's going to be one that's maybe even better, but I feel here that you are starting a new job over the next 2 months. Does that make sense for you?
It does, actually does, yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to ask me?
I lost 2 of my daughters, and I was just wondering if they are happy and if they are around me.
Okay, so you lost 2 of your daughters, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, let's just have a look and see what I get here. I just want to kind of tune into the energy that's around you as well. And let's just see what we have here. Right. Let's just see what I have for you. Okay. So what I'm being shown here is that the energy of your children is most strongly around you. I want to say pretty much on a permanent basis here. I feel it's almost like the times that you lost them, because I feel like there's an element, I'm being told that this seems to be you know, very untimely, unfair in the ways that they went. Does that make sense? You know, in those both individual times. And I feel there's a huge amount of I feel like I have got one energy that seems to be stepping forward stronger than perhaps the other one. So I feel here we've got a daughter that is perhaps a little bit more outspoken than the other one here, but she wants to come forward and thank you for everything that you gave, and she wants you to know that there wasn't anything that you could have done differently that would have changed the outcome. And it's almost like she wants you to release that, because I feel there is something you kind of keep on going over that you feel like you wished you could have done. Does that make sense? There is an element of wishing you could have done something or could have said something that would have changed the outcome here. But I feel here it's the element of let that go and just how can I put it? Let us connect with you, is what they're saying here. Let us connect with you in our own unique way. And what they're saying here is that it's almost like they're telling you just to be still, to just be still and just listen, and their guidance, their energy will be with you. They're never far from you, is what they're telling me. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And I feel like there is something that, I don't know whether it's a piece of jewellery or something like that that you have in relation to one of them specifically, that I feel almost connects you directly with them as well. Does that make sense for you?
It does, yes.
Okay. Right, I'm going to have to leave it there. I've got another caller waiting, but thank you very much for coming through to me.
No. Thank you so very much. You have helped me so much. God bless you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. You take care. And off she goes. We have Shelley in Dallas with us next. Hi, Shelley. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for joining me on the Modern Mystic Show. Do you have a question for me?
No, I am in such a crazy place in my life. It's been going, it's ongoing for about 1.5 years that I really don't know what my next steps should be.
Okay, let's have a look here. I just want to tune into that time period here for you as well. And what I'm being shown here by the cards is this is like a major opportunity for, it's like your life, whether you like it or not, has been kind of dismantling. And what I get here is a sense of chaos around it as well. And you feeling like you are at the mercy, at the mercy of life, and not really feeling in control at the moment. I feel it's almost like there is, I feel like there's something new on the horizon coming in for you. And I want to say, I feel like I've got it coming in sort of late July, early August here for you, that I feel starts to lead you. You're in a very unique position, I feel, at the moment. A very unusual position, because most of the time we kind of know where we're going and we have that stability somewhere in our lives, but I don't feel like you've got that. I feel like everything is kind of up in the air. Does that make sense? And I feel that you are, it's like I get you being led, by almost like by the events that are coming into your life. This is what I'm being told here. The events that are coming into your life, not just over the next sort of 4 weeks, within sort of late July, early August, but also ongoing from then on, are going to be shaping and moulding the way in which your life is going. There are huge, I feel, positive changes coming in for you. So even though you are feeling lost and a bit vulnerable, I feel here that what you're stepping into is a far more stable place. So there must have been issues in relation to either what you were doing or things going on in your life that kind of needed to be cleared. I do get get the energy of you feeling as though you've been let down by someone else here. And this is kind of going into, you know, the last 18 months. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I feel here I've got for you is, now that you've let that go, now that that has come out in the open, and you can kind of see that person, or more than, maybe it's more than one person, maybe you can see those people for who they are. I feel like you're, if you like, you're being moved and transferred from one set of circumstances into the next. Now, at the moment, you are what I call you're in transition, you're midway, and even though you are waiting for something new to come in to kind of point you in the right direction, it hasn't arrived just yet. That's what I get here with you. But I do feel that it will be, and then I get the movement coming in for you. And I feel like, you know, the area of pretty much everything, you know, work, home, love, relationships, maybe even, you know, personal relationships, friendships, sort of stepping in and changing and morphing here for you. But what I do get here is the sense that even though you feel a little bit lost and vulnerable at the moment, like the universe isn't listening, you know, I kind of get, actually it's different. You will soon see that the universe is very much on your side, and that you are, you know, believe it or not, actually quite lucky and blessed. You know, it may not feel like it at the moment, but I want to say within around 6 months, when you look back, you will actually feel a lot more blessed than you have done for a very, very long time. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to ask?
I heard you on your on the previous reading that you did. Is anyone coming through for me?
Okay, in terms of spirit.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, let me just have a look and see what I kind of get here for you. Okay, so, right, immediately, is there somebody that's passed that suffered from cancer at all that you can relate to? Hello?
I'm sorry, you were cutting out so bad I couldn't understand what you said.
I said, is there somebody that suffered from cancer here with you, from your past? Somebody that's passed away?
Nobody that's passed that I'm aware of.
Okay, because I'm getting like
my mom has cancer now.
Okay, okay. What I was also picking up here was a heart condition as well. So I feel like I'm kind of being given two different things here. So this is somebody that I feel has a very strong connection to mum, okay? Because I was getting the cancer energy coming through. So I feel here, what I'm being shown here with this, even though you are incredibly worried about her condition, and I feel like family-wise, everything is kind of falling apart here. So what I'm being shown here is to have hope and have faith, because I feel that there is, see, I'm getting quite a strong male energy with the heart condition that I'm getting here. So I don't know whether this is your dad or whether this is your grandfather, but I feel like I've got them stepping forward and almost like saying, do not give up hope. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah? So I feel that it's almost like, take a deep breath, you are being looked after, okay? And your mum is being looked after as well.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing.
I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
It's Susan Kennedy and I'm broadcasting today from the Gold Coast in Australia. I'm really excited to be here today. You know, it's the beginning of, I guess we're a month into our winter, and I've got to tell you, the weather has just been so amazing. I've been getting up every morning about 5 o'clock, going for amazing walks and just seeing the sunrise, and it's been absolutely beautiful. So one of the things I was called to talk to you about today was actually capturing these amazing moments in our lives. Because, you know, if you've been to a funeral, and I'm sure many of you have, you know that life is over in the blink of an eye. And it's really all about how can you live your life with more joy and more happiness while you're here. And as I walk in the mornings anyway, one of the things I do is I've always got my phone with me, and I'm usually listening to something really inspirational on YouTube. Been listening to a great guy at the moment, Dr. Ken Robinson, and he's all about education and all about inspiration. But every so often I have to just stop and take a photo and just capture the amazing moments that I'm experiencing. And it just got me to thinking just before the show, because I always ask Spirit, what do you want me to talk about? And they said, talk to people about creating a loving life vision board. So that often, you know, I think if you're a human and you're over maybe even 12 years of age at this point on the planet, then you've probably got a phone. And all the phones have got the ability to take photographs. So if you're anything like me, you're always snapping those things in your life that just sort of inspire you. So why wouldn't you create a vision board about the great things that you've experienced? And you can include things from nature or the people that you come across. But I think what it does when you create a vision board, and that's just putting everything together to make you feel good and putting it somewhere that you can see it, that you can look at it, you can refer to it, and you can say, wow, yeah, that brings back all those feel-good feelings within me. Because, you know, if I look at the photos on my phone, or nearly 4,000 of them, you know, and I scroll down them, it's just an amazing array of colour. It's all of the amazing sunsets I've seen, the sunrises, the places I've been, the people I've shared my life with, and they're the things that really give me joy. So you've got the capacity to somehow make a vision board. You can even do it on your computer if you've got one, or on your phone. Lots of little apps and things that you can do, just so that every so often you can look at something and say, wow, that's my life. You know, I love my life, and these are the things I want to bring into my life. Because the more that you focus on the amazing things in your life, the more amazing things will happen to you. And it's really important, I believe, at the moment, because you know, when you look at the media, there's always something that's happened. There's always a friend that's struggling. There's always a country that's going through some crisis. And it's very easy to get dragged down, and it's very easy to lose sight of what's important to you. So I just invite you and recommend that you do your own loving life vision board. There's a great app I've got on my phone. Just going to have a quick look and see what it is. where is it? Let me just have a look. It's called Layout, and that's an app where you can just download it onto your phone, and you can put maybe up to, I think maybe up to 12 or 16 different photographs on and create a little collage of your life. So I would just be looking at that, and I'd be saying, okay, what in my life inspires me this week? What makes me feel good? Who are the people that I'm sharing my life with this week that I want to look at and remember? So go get happy, you know, take some happy snaps, create some beautiful collages, and hey, look, you know, love you to start a conversation with me on the Facebook page, and we can see. I might actually go on there this afternoon and put my own happy snaps up from this week, and love to see yours in the comments. Okay, so now on with the show, and I'm about to take my first caller for today. So I usually have 2 callers for readings. So I've got Mercedes in Watsonville, California. What a great name. Mercedes, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Fabulous. Well, you're named after some amazing vehicles, so I know you must be an amazing woman. How can I help you today, Mercedes? Yeah? I can hear you.
I've had questions. Yeah? I've had questions and concerns about my marriage and where it's heading and how it's been lately.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, let me see. I think I'm going with you with this. Well, let's just see with your marriage. Well, my feeling is with your marriage that you've... there's a lot of pressure on you, I feel, to, you know, would I be right that I feel very trapped in the marriage, and I feel that that's coming from your partner being fairly dominating? Would that be right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I know that whenever there are troubles in relationships, it's really bringing up something from the past that has to be dealt with now. Because my feeling is, have you been together about 7 years?
Yes, excuse me?
Have you been with your husband for about 7 years?
7?
7, yes.
Hold on.
How long have you... Yeah. No, I'm just asking a question. Okay, all right, okay. Okay, so it is live radio, everyone, and we just have a little bit of a problem with the connection. So we're just going to go on to the next caller, I believe. I've got my beautiful director, Dave, in the background helping me. So, yeah, sometimes the connections aren't that good, which is just modern technology, as we know. We just have to learn to be flexible and deal with these things. So, yeah, I know there'll be somebody else there that's waiting in the wings. So meanwhile, just back to what we were talking about, though, about really, you know, focusing on having some really great images that you can recall even in your mind, that if you're thinking about the things that gave you joy, it's going to immediately change your feeling about yourself. And that has got a great way of bringing you to another space of happiness within yourself. So if you're ever feeling down, you can bring out your vision board. But how about creating a mental one as well, so that you have this bank of memories, this bank of images in your mind. You know, I'm smiling right now because I'm just remembering my recent trip to the United Kingdom, and also my trip to Cancun last year. I mean, I love to travel, and when I travel, I take lots of pictures. I feel very inspired by the environment that I'm in. It really feeds my soul. So, yeah, it's really just about creating a space for yourself that is nurturing, that's healing, and that will nourish your soul, because this is your life. You know, you have to get in there. You have to learn how to really keep yourself up. You know, I get so many questions on the show about, you know, what's going on in my relationship or what's going on in my life. And the reality is you're the person in your life that can make any changes. So you're the one that has to start to really find ways to bring yourself up, to give yourself energy, to give yourself power, because nobody else can do that for you. And it's, you know, as I said, it's really important that you learn how. And they're just different skills in how to, you know, really find a way to find some great ways of feeling good. So as I'm doing this now, I've got my window open. I look out there to we call it the Broadwater here in Australia. It's a beautiful patch of water on the Gold Coast. And I can see planes going by, I can see helicopters, and I'm reminded of my walk this morning where it was, you know, I had this beautiful image of the sun coming up. There was a plane in the sky. It absolutely looked like something out of a storybook. So for me, that feeds my spirit. And I'm now ready, so I've sort of filled in that space in time. We've now got the lovely Jenny from Iowa. Hello, Jenny. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. I'm doing a little bit of improvising here on the show today and just talking about how to have a much happier life. How could I help you today with your reading?
Well, what I'm calling about is, and can you hear me okay? Because you're a tiny bit spotty, but can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you very clearly. Can you hear me now?
Okay, great. Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. I just wanted to make sure that you were hearing me okay.
You're loud and clear. You're loud and clear.
Okay, awesome. What I'm calling about is I'm currently, it's in a job I love, a job that I own, I co-own with a business partner. I love it. She's kind of God sent to me. We started this business from the ground up. Very lucrative. We've done very well. Okay. Yeah. Did you have a question?
No, I just missed the first part of what you said. So I gather you're in a business with someone and you're loving it. Is that what I heard?
Okay. So my question is, my business is doing, very well. I have had just recently an opportunity to take on kind of a side business that also has the potential to be very lucrative in the future. And I am kind of weighing my risks and benefits because that's how I operate. And my question is, I guess, first of all, I feel that my vibe is that the woman that I'm working with on this opportunity is ethical and honest. So that's my first question. What your take on that is, the gal that I'm working with on this new potential opportunity.
Feels good to me. Feels good. It feels very positive.
Okay.
So, is there some sort of teaching involved with this new business opportunity?
Say that one more time.
Or is it something online? It feels like it's some sort of teaching on.
It's kind of online. It's a marketing kind of a situation. But it involves a lot of work. But it's work that I can do when I'm not working my full-time job, which I have no intention of giving up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it feels like it will stretch you. I feel like it will bring you. You're someone that really needs to be busy all the time, is what I'm seeing. And do you have a business already where you're shipping things out? Do I see things going out to people?
No, but that's what the second one is.
Okay, so because that's what I'm seeing. It's almost as though I'm getting very busy, and I'm shipping things out, and it feels like it's very much production line, and it feels very good. But the thing, I guess, with you, Jenny, is I feel like you're someone that is, you're always looking for something that you can do, and you've got a great calling in life. So can I just get your date of birth, please?
Get my what, hon?
your birthday, the day you were born.
My birth date. Do you need the year, the whole thing? August.
Sorry,
3rd.
nobody knows who you are. It's
yeah,
just for the numerology. It just helps me, or even the first 2 days.
August 3rd, 1968.
Okay. So the 3rd of August, 1968, yes?
Mm-hmm.
24. Yeah. 35. Yeah, so you know, you come in with a lot of 8s in your numbers. You are a number 8, all about business, all about, you know, being very good at what you do. And it feels that you just have to make sure with this new opportunity that you do have a lot of very clear boundaries, a lot of clear guidelines, because it's almost as though there's so much that you have to do and so much that the other person has to do. So it's really making sure that all the boxes are ticked to start with, and my feeling is at the moment they're not all ticked, so it's a little bit like I need to know this, this and this, and then once that's done, I feel like, because I feel like you've spent quite a bit of energy already in looking at this, but honestly it feels like it's a new adventure. Yeah, feels like it's a new adventure. It feels like it will open up some more doors for you as well. And, you know, it's really interesting in life that sometimes we go into something because we think that that's what we're going to do next. And yet by just following and trusting in guidance, it feels like it will open up into something more. Now, are you also looking at working with children's clothes, because that came in as well?
Pardon me?
Is part of what you're shipping out to do with children?
No. I have a lot of children of my own and grandchildren, but I've had a life where a profession where I've taken care of lots of children in my profession, and now it's grown-up people. Yeah.
Okay. No, it's just in the image that I had when I said things will grow and things will move. I was just seeing children's clothes, so it could be that as you develop, you know, it just at some level moves either into that, or it gives the opportunity to, you know, to help other people grow. But it feels like it's something that will be an important milestone for you. Have you turned 55 yet, or are you about to turn 55? You're way off that yet, aren't you?
Say that one more time.
When will you be 55? How many years?
Oh
I'm not
my
very
God,
good at maths.
that is so crazy.
Another couple of years.
Okay, my goal, 55 is my magic number to be retired in the capacity where I work the way I want to work, and I work the hours I want to work. I want to always work, but I'm not 55. I'm 48. I'll be 49. So that you say, and I was just going to tell you that 55 is my magic number, and I feel like this is the opportunity that's been dropped in my lap to get me to that goal. So that's why I'm calling.
Why it dropped in. Yeah, it just dropped in because I was looking at it saying, well, you're not 55. What are you? But when will you be 55? Because 55 just came in loud and clear. That, yeah, so it's, again, it's knowing that this will really give you that opportunity to, and it's also for you as well. I know that you have a lot. I feel like you've done a lot with education as well, you know, that you've done a lot to help a lot of other people. So this is something, this opportunity, I feel it is very, very good. I think it will work for you. And I know that you're going to be successful, because whatever you do feels like it will be. But what I'm being shown is you're going to learn a lot along the way, and it'll take you closer to that 55, so that you will have, you know, all of your plans coming together. So it feels really good, I have to say, Jenny. It feels really good. So yeah,
awesome.
Okay.
That is awesome, and it doesn't feel like anything that's pragmatic as far as my family relationship or will take me away from my family. I don't feel that. I don't feel that it's something that will. I feel like it fits into the pockets of time.
I feel, if anything, it feels like there might be younger people around you that get involved to help as well. And you're such a warm, you know, I just feel my heart is really open and really warm. You know, as I'm talking to you, I really feel this, you know, huge opening. And it is, you know, I feel that you're very good at putting boundaries down so that you it's about automating it. It really feels like whatever it is, it needs to be very automated. And it feels like that's what you're putting all the work into. And sometimes, with businesses, we have to put a lot of stuff in early to get it happening the way we want to. So it takes a little bit longer in the beginning. But my feeling is by November, everything's up and running and it's in a really good space. So it feels, as I said, very positive. And so I feel as well, sorry, I just got that, I'm not sure, you've got a husband, yeah?
Pardon me?
Do you have a husband?
I do have a husband, yes.
Yeah, because one of the things I was seeing is as though I have to, I feel that there's more that you'll have to put onto him in a way, as in, a little bit more involvement with him to help everything come along. But I think he's more than willing, because I feel like he just adores you anyway, and it's as though, whatever keeps you happy keeps him happy, and I feel like he needs some sort of involvement as well. So that was just a flash of something that came in there. So yeah, it feels really good. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
So I wish you well. I'm not sure, was there anything else I could help you with at all?
Can I ask you just one other fast question? I feel incredibly driven by spirit guides, and that I just feel like sometimes almost too much energy around me all the time.
It was funny before I asked you, is there anything else? I saw a big rainbow above you, big rainbow of colour, which usually indicates to me that you've got very mediumistic energy, meaning that you are very open, that spirit would in fact come to you as well. So the whole thing is, I believe, it's about learning how to manage your energy, and really just to own your energy. So one of the things you have to become very aware of is just saying to yourself, this is my energy, and just being aware that, doing things that will ground you, and really aiming to be very mindful of how you feel and what you feel and when you feel it. And just, one of the things I do is just mentally say, I bring all of my energy back to myself. So I would really encourage you to do that. And yeah, so I wish you well with that. I do actually have another caller. The whole show's been a little bit funny today, but it's been really lovely talking to you, Jenny. And I wish you well with your business. I think it's going to be amazing. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. You are very welcome. So now I have Christina from Florida. How are you, Christina? Oh, okay. All right. So it was interesting. I'm just going to talk now because that was Dave, my director, saying we lost our next caller. And, sometimes I think that spiritually I get put in a position where it says, okay, it's time for me to talk now. And yes, like readings are great and I love doing them, but I also do so much more and I want to share so much more with you. So I feel today the question that Jenny just asked me about, how do I manage my energy? This is something that comes up with so many people because we can get so rattled by other people. So I believe that spiritually you're here to learn how to really know who you are. She's there now? Sorry, Dave, can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay, do we have time now for more reading? 5 minutes. Okay, Christina, how are you today? Hello?
Right.
I cannot hear. Okay, there you are. Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Christina, I'm so sorry. We've only got about 4 or 5 minutes, so and the connection's been really bad all through the show, but how can I help you? One big thing you want some help with. What is it?
My relationship.
Your relationship. Okay. Let's... Sorry?
it's always been very on and off. And I've had reasons before, and they have, all told me that this is just an emotional roller coaster ride that I'm going to continue. And I don't know if this is another continuance or if this is actually over.
Okay. Well, the feeling, as soon as you said relationship, I know that you're trying to keep your balance. I know that you're, in a way, both pushing each other away is how it feels to me at the moment. It feels like you're going in different directions, and it feels like it's time for you to go into the emotional things that you've been, working through, and I feel that there's been a few. And, it feels like it's time to actually now go through another doorway and to find some... It's like you have to vet people more when they come into your life. I feel as though you've had, relationships where it's been just not... It feels like you've gone against your feelings and that you actually know that. So I feel at the moment this is very much a time for you to get your emotional balance. And my sense is that it's time to give it a break and to, really focus on yourself. Focus on getting yourself back where you want to be. Because I feel like you're here to be of service in some way. And it's all about taking care of yourself now. Does all that sound right? Because I know we've got just such limited time.
It's close. Really, do we end up back together is my main question.
Well, again, that feels like that's up to you. I feel like there's something there to forgive or something to work through. And, providing you do your bit and he does his bit, it feels like that, I'm seeing there's potential for it to come back together. But I actually feel like there's a lot of work that needs to be done on both sides. I think he's offering you an opportunity for learning at the moment. Feels like there's this... I don't know whether it's a repetitive pattern, but I know that there's a lot of emotional work that needs to be done. So I know that if you do what needs to be done and you sort of, say, okay, I'm going to get some help with this, I'm going to really, do what I need to do and make this relationship a priority in my life and ask for what it is I need, because I feel at some level there's a lack of trust in him. So there needs to be a lot of healing done, and I feel that once you do that, you very much got this new beginnings with the relationship. So definitely, I feel you will come back together, but you need to do the work first. So I wish you well with it, because we've only got 60 seconds. I'm so sorry it's been such a short reading, but it's just been a funny show today. So I wish you well. Do that work. Know that you are supported in it. And just keep on following your heart and doing the healing work that needs to be done for you. Okay, so I wish you well with that. Okay, everyone, so I know that, it's been a strange show today, but look, it's all about live radio, dealing with what comes up, learning how to improvise, how to love life. I'll see you next week on the show, and I hope you have an amazing week, and I hope you find some new ways to live and love your life.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high-five.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
It's Misha Amy Angels, August Waza. Hi friends, it's Amy Angels and welcome to the show this evening where I'm coming to you from Ireland. I'm back in Ireland since Saturday evening and the travel continues and the journey continues with all the current planetary energies that are going on, how we're dealing with it, how we're being affected by it. And I want to delve into that a little bit tonight. So I was really inspired today by a few videos that I saw and a few photographs that I saw as well through social media. So I've actually gone and put those onto my Facebook page, which is Life of Amy, AIMEE. And I really want to talk about them and how it not just inspired me, but it also inspired one or two people who I shared it with. And I thought, this is a global thing. This is what we're all going through at the moment, all the energy that's being pushed up on us and all the changes. Here we are, it's July. We have 6 months remaining in 2017 and we have time. We have all this time and some of us are feeling under pressure. I, for one, can I say, impatience is a word that's been coming up within me over the past couple of weeks. Impatience for, can I just sort this? Can I just work through the emotions that are being pushed up to be looked at and get through to the other side of it? I can see the end goal, but it's the challenges. And I know I'm not alone when I talk about that. I know there's many other people out there who are going through, experiencing different things at the moment. And I just wanted to talk about maybe what around you from a spiritual awareness level can you draw inspiration from? Is there anything that you can look around? Like for me today, it was a video that went up on YouTube, and it was America's Got Talent. And there was a young lady there who lost her hearing 10 years ago. And at that time, she very honestly said she gave up, gave up singing, gave up music, and decided to get back to it. That she didn't want that to rule her life. And that was so inspiring to me. So here was this young lady standing on a stage in front of thousands of people, using her feet as a sound base and trusting her pitch. That was her exact word. I'm trusting my pitch. And she couldn't hear. She had a translator. And I'm sure many of you have seen the video. And I just sat there and I thought, oh my word, that's a significant challenge to work through and to overcome. Excuse me. And I thought, there is no such thing as disability. It's a frame of mind. And as I sat there and I was thinking through, stuff that I have to work through, and I thought, my challenge is easier. It's no less significant, but it's easier. Because I am present, I can hear, I can feel, and I'm using my intuition a huge amount at the moment, getting back into the gut feeling. And you all know that. You know, I keep saying this through the show. My mission is to increase awareness on how you as an individual are so powerful. You were born with this intuition. You were born knowing all of this. And for many people, it was shut down at a very early age through various circumstances. And many of people are at the point where it's reawakening and it is being pushed up. I know when I started reawakening to the intuition and the gifts about 10, 11 years ago. It's probably longer, but that's when I actually committed to training and thinking, I've got to learn some modalities. I need to read about it and understand it. So even if you're not into reading, maybe you could go through YouTube, as I just mentioned there, and search for inspirational videos, motivational videos. Maybe you need that. And that to me was that young lady today talking about how she'd lost her hearing, and she's now through to the live finals on a talent show. But it was earlier in the week where I was in the car and driving along and listening to a really old song from the 90s and certain words in it. And again, like that, is there a song that can inspire you to get out of your own way? Like, that is literally the expression I'm going to use. You know, we get in our own way through overthinking and through our emotions building this story in our head. So the song was Wilson Phillips, and I can't remember the actual name of the song, but it's You Can Sustain, or Are You Comfortable with the Pain? And that's what struck me. You know, I've always been comfortable with certain emotional pains. And maybe somebody there listening this evening is going to sit there and think, that's exactly it. Do I want to continue in this pain? And how can I overcome it? And as you know, I teach about crystals. I also teach about angel healing. And that for me is very much about, that was empowering myself. Like, as I've mentioned before, anybody who works in the holistic modalities initially started out doing this to help themselves, to work through personal issues, personal pain. And it was a case of, I'll try this. I make no secret of the fact that, you know, for many years when clients would come to me, I would know, for the initial visits, I would know I was a last resort. Because they had tried everything else. And then they heard about this and they think, sure, what the heck? You know, and you can see behind me here in the picture, Merlin is supporting me this evening. And he's a huge influence on me personally in relation to what I've done over the years. And it could even just be something as sitting there, saying a prayer, calling your higher guides, your spirit guides, your guardian angel, whatever feels right to you. How do you call it in? Do you need to go out to the garden? Do you need to be in nature? Do you need to be in a very quiet place, playing a really nice piece of music? What is it? And we really are, we're at this stage of the year where we need support. You know, as so many things are being pushed up. You know, June was one of those months where we thought, it's going to get a bit easier. And as we relax into it's going to get a bit easier, more emotions, more memories were being pushed up. Old habits were being revisited. So can anybody there actually relate to that? And I'd love if people could share this even privately with me on my page or through the page itself. And just allow yourself even to use it as a platform. Just to say, you know, this is what I've been going through and this is how I support myself, or this is how I think I'm going to support myself. Because certain things we hear, like those words in the song the other day, or are you comfortable in the pain? And it made me think, and I meditated on that, and I thought, okay, you get so used to it. That was my coming from the meditation. You get so used to it, it becomes a habit, a way of life, but it's always been this. And now we're at the point where the soul is not tolerating old habits anymore, old belief systems. And that brings a whole new set of challenges then. You know, I've mentioned this. Friends are going to think, you've changed. Family is going to think, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? You're not alone. This is my message tonight. And, you know, if you can even just take a few minutes, just give yourself a block of 15 minutes to either go into the library, pick up an inspirational book. It could be go onto the internet and find something that is inspiring for you through social medias. It could be it could just be a photograph. You know, and it was just one of those pictures today I actually put up on Facebook earlier, you know. I want to restart my life. So how would that make you feel? If you were to restart and you had to move somewhere new, restart, new location, new work colleagues, new opportunities, new friendships, would that excite you or would that scare you? And I came across another picture today and it was one of those signs, you know, please don't feed your fears. And I just went, yeah. Fears, false expectations appearing real. We build it up in our minds. We build up these conversations in our minds thinking, oh, this is what's going to happen. And it escalates. And to the point where we have the conversation, you go, it wasn't that bad. What if you could actually, you need to have a conversation with someone. And you could actually, in your mind, work out the logic of it, doing deep breath work. Breathing is so important when you're preparing for anything, either through meditation or through, you know, preparing for a presentation and work, you know, a conversation you need to have with a boss, with a loved one. Key is prepare your breathing. Focus on that. Focus for a few minutes on where do I feel the emotion in my body? What is the emotion? Is it anxiety? Is it fear? What is it? Where do you feel it? And acknowledge that to yourself. And then by going through it and go through the process of, this is how I would like the conversation to go. You know, and then planning, it could go this way, it could go this way. And what would I do if it goes either way? What's the word or what's the expression I want to use? But all the time focusing on my breath. And once we can focus on breath, we really do empower yourself. Another thing that you might like to do is, as we're focusing on chasing, you know, the dream, what is your goal? We've talked about this as we set goals back in January of 2017. Do you need to refine them? Are they the same? We're at the midway point. This is it. Week 1 of July. So is it time to review that? Or if you have not done it, maybe now is the time to do it. Get that journal. I spoke about getting a really nice journal to write in. You know, really put your heart and soul into it. If you're a very creative person, you can make a cover for a plain notebook or really design something that would just make you inspired to pick it up. And really allow yourself to open up and say, okay, this is my journey. This is my healing, and I give myself permission to work on that. I give myself permission to restart my life. And you can do that every day. Every day is a blank canvas. And that really reminded me, I picked up a notebook today and it was blank. And I thought, gosh, yeah, I can start something new in this. You know, like, so I have a journal that I use for the radio show, and I have a journal that I use for writing my thoughts. And then I found this new one today, and I thought, what am I going to use this for? It's going to be something new is coming in. And as I was preparing for this show, and I love the fact that I have certain ideas in my head of what I'd like to talk about each week. And again, like the show I did last week while in China, the theme was adaptability. And like that, a new expression comes into my mind. I keep seeing something like a theme, and it creates, and I go, okay, I get the message. I need to talk about this. So like very early this morning, it's actually quite early here. It's 2:30 a.m. here in Ireland at the moment. So very early on today, it was, okay, new theme. This is it. The theme was focus on the dream. What is the dream? You know, are you comfortable with pain? Are you not? Are you ready to drive through the pain and really embrace moving forward? How does it make you feel to think of standing in your power? I've been working on that for a couple of months now, and I think I'm slowly getting there. But there is still work to be done. And I know what the work to be done is. And then that, of course, brings a different level of, I want to use the word anxiety. You know, and it's something that and when I got back to Ireland, the first thing I did was to go and have a kinesiology session and balance myself, check in exactly what I need to be working on from an emotional point of view with various support through my remedies. So no surprises what came up. I had been doing work in Australia, I got some work done in China, and now I'm here for the next number of weeks. And it was a case of, right, this is what you need the remedies for. So it could be something even like that. Are you getting something done? Have you gone and had your session? Are you into Reiki? Are you into angel healing? Are you into EFT? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you supporting yourself as you follow and focus on your dream? So really allow yourself to think about that. So interestingly enough, when I was getting ready here earlier for the show, I was going around and I have a large number of different deck of cards. I thought, oh, I'm just going to go pick a deck and see what I'm going to use tonight. For the life of me, I can't find them. I cannot find this. It's a container. It fills up this. And when I work with spiritual development groups, I take along 1 or 2 decks and we pick a card and we talk about it. So I found one deck in the hot press, of all places. Of course, that's where you would keep these things, isn't it? And interestingly enough, I picked up the cards and it was the Doreen Virtue, you know, messages from your angels. And I thought, great, that's the one I've obviously got to work with tonight. And interestingly enough, I have been watching her videos for the past 2 weeks, I would think, and really revisiting her again. I think it's just a reconnection with her message that resonates with me. So as I opened the deck of cards, which everybody is probably very familiar with, inside it was 2 other cards from a tarot deck that she did. So obviously when they were put back from a session at the spiritual development group, these cards were misplaced into it. And I was shuffling the cards asking, oh, what's the message for me tonight? What do I need to know? And that's it. If you're working with a deck of cards, just tune into your higher self, ask your angels or spirits and guides, what do I need to know at this time? And 2 cards came up, and one was, sorry now about the glare, but positive recognition, and the other is called 4 of action. And I read them and I thought, oh my gosh, okay, so it says your plans have worked out perfectly, it's your time to shine. And be open to unexpected opportunities. That's the word that got me. Because as I said to you a while ago, I often have an idea of this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen with the show. This is what's going to happen with work, with travel. And then like that, it's, no. Unexpected things are going to happen. So how do you feel about that? For me, it would have caused huge anxiety before. And to a level, it probably still would. But at a much lower level. And then I get excited with the idea of unexpected opportunities. I have no idea where they come from or how they're going to come. But as I read the card earlier, I went, okay, that's definitely for me. Because I've really spent it out like for the next number of months, July, August in particular. I've not committed to anything and just been opening myself up to saying, okay, whatever has to come in, please let it come in. That serves my highest good. how am I focusing on the dream? You know, it's like the card said 4 of action. It is time to celebrate a wonderful event. And for me, it could be a new opportunity, the unexpected opportunity. And I thought, okay, I'm open to that. I am open to any opportunity. I'm open to somebody saying to me, come to, let's use the word, the Hamptons in the US. Come here and do a talk, do an event. That would be, it could be anything. It could be go to some part of Europe, South America, whatever it is. I'm committing myself to being open to it. So then as I was doing that, I decided, okay, where are the cards for this evening, for the show? And I was shuffling them, and I'm going to pick a card now so that maybe this card will really resonate with somebody there. And as I'm shuffling the cards, I'm going to talk about the full moon. There is a full moon coming up on July 8th, Friday night, July 8th, or early hours of July 9th here in Ireland. So in New York, it's just after midnight, 12:06 a.m. on Friday night. Ireland is going to be 5:06 a.m. Saturday morning, which is July 9th. And this moon, I've just been watching some videos on it. And this is the moon where we're really being pushed to look at various things. Your passion, your patience, and one talked about the power. How are you going to empower yourself? So think of what is your passion? What is it you really want to do? If nobody would judge you, what would you do? How would you restart your life? Do you have the patience to commit to yourself? What if it takes 2 to 3 years? I was chatting with somebody in China last week, and I think I mentioned it, and while she has her day job, she also has this consultancy that she wants to go into and is doing it slightly at the side. And I said, okay, so you could go home after work each evening, and could you commit to yourself to work 4 hours an evening on it? And she was quite surprised by that. She was like, well, no. I was like, you know, I thought, but isn't that patience? That's, you know, that's your passion. You've got this. You have this amazing ability. You have the service that you can offer to people as you live within China. And it just made her think in a different way. I use examples of people who I watch and who inspire me. And they would have done their day job and then gone home and worked for 6 to 7 hours until about 1 a.m. in the morning on the passion. And after about 2.5 years, were able to give up the day job and commit totally to what they're doing now. And that for me is very inspirational. Yes, it's a huge risk. Yes, but what is the benefits? What is the empowerment that you will get? And I put in another word, preparation. How do you prepare? How are you preparing for restarting your life? Creating what you really, really want. Remember, as I said before, if you're listening to this radio show, A1R, Psychic Radio, you're looking for answers. You're looking for inspiration. You are the inspiration. You are it. You have the ability to learn. You have the ability to rewire your brain, your thoughts, and you can do anything. And I've mentioned before, kyanite is the crystal for 2017. And I've got a fabulous raw piece here. And it is the one about creating new pathways, rewiring the brain, supporting you, finding your voice. Remember, your voice is speaking to yourself and being so honest and saying, this is what I want to do. So I've shuffled the cards. Let's pick a card from the deck that hopefully you can maybe meditate on it and see. This is really good. So the card is Maya. Sorry for the glare. There you go. And then it says, schooling, study and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. So it's perfectly aligned. If you are at that point in life where you are going to restart. You are going to give yourself the opportunity to rebuild something, to start from scratch. And that could be, you may not have to move. You could be staying right where you are, but you could be doing it. Have you got the patience? And have you got the love for yourself to do it? And I put another video onto my Facebook page, Life of Amy. And I've played it, I think, 3 times already today. And it's the singer, will.i.am, talking about how he chased his dream and how he focused on it. And if you have the opportunity, please go and watch the video. You know, and he started off, I love the expression where he said, you know, his mom said, go get a job. And he said, but I have a job. It just doesn't pay me yet. And for many of us starting in the holistic field in any new job, that is always the start. There is no money. So where the preparation is. And that's why I talked to that girl in China last week, was about prepare. You've got your day job. Save, save, save. Do what you do in the evenings and build it. And build it to a point that within maybe 6 months, 12 months, you could be doing it full time. Then within 2 years, you could be hiring somebody. Would you like that for yourself? And I loved the expression that in the video, Will talked about, you know, am I going to pay attention to my nightmare? Or am I going to pay attention to my dreams? Whichever one I give the energy to will be the focus. And he turned around and he said, I'd rather give my energy to my dreams and not my nightmares. So if you could take that and use it as your inspiration for the coming week. Remember, the full moon is Friday night, the 8th of July, or early hours of Saturday, July 9th. The full moon highlights in us what we need to look at. So here we are building up to it. And just allow yourself to think of how you can empower yourself, how you can focus your energy on your dreams. No more fears. And when the fears do come up, honor them, but refocus. And I really hope somebody out there tonight can take the inspiration from it. As I said, the video is on my Facebook page, Life of Amy. Go and check it out. Go and check out too. I have a list of different things to help you restructure your life. It could be even just like read a book. But there's 42 items on it, and I thought that's a good one to share as you restart, move forward, and really focus and chase your dream. So thank you so much for listening. Sloan from Ireland, and I'll see you again. Chat to you next week.
In your new role, we help you help. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Each one of our journeys keeps us young. Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
We'll never get older. Each one. Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. recycle.
Hi, I'm Dean, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now back to A1R on the air. Psychic Talk Radio, now on Moonstruck TV, enlightening television.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thank you for joining me. I hope everybody had a great week and had a fun 4th of July here in the U.S. I'm not sure about all of you, but last week's predictions definitely applied to my own life, especially the contract part and some of the other things. It was a pretty awesome week, I think, for myself anyway. I hope everybody else had an awesome week as well, and there wasn't too much of that judgment stuff going on that I had predicted. I did witness some of it on my own. So I'm assuming some people did deal with that. Hopefully it wasn't anything that was too traumatic or too painful of an experience. Just remember, it's always serving a higher purpose, and it is really all about perception. Tonight's predictions will run through next Thursday, July 13th. Here's what you can expect as an overall theme for the week, and then specific areas in love, work, finances, health, and spirituality. These are general predictions for everyone who watches and listens to this episode, no matter if you tune in live or watch the show after the fact, the recorded version. So this week, the general themes that I'm kind of feeling are travel, increased energy and self-confidence, getting things done and working towards goals, receiving positive messages, signs related to work, career, projects. There's an overall feeling of a sense of pride. So I feel like a lot of people will be connecting with, like, wow, I'm super proud of myself. Like, I nailed this, or I'm handling my goals, or working towards empowerment and improvement. And I kind of just feel like there will be a lot of feelings of pride. Also, I feel like there's going to be a big balancing act between the heart and the mind. So I feel like people will be dealing with that issue. So for some of you, it will be extreme emotion-based, heart-centered feeling type things that are coming up for you, where you'll need to bring in the logic side a little bit, use your awareness, use your mind to kind of balance out the emotionally reactive type things. And then for others, I feel like those of you that spend a lot of time in your head, thinking, over-analyzing, going over lists, finding yourself back in like 1975, thinking about something that happened back then. I feel like you guys will end up becoming aware of that and need to pull up in, pull from the head down to the heart. So again, it's going to be a balancing act, and I feel like a lot of you will notice that this upcoming week. I also feel like people will be easily distracted. I feel like there could be a tendency for some of you having a difficult time concentrating and focusing on tasks at hand. No matter what you're doing, I just kind of feel like, again, that energy of kind of maybe being in the head space or the heart space could have you in your mind a lot, thinking either about emotions versus feeling them, or feeling lots of emotions and having negative thoughts. Also, I feel like this week coming up, there's going to be the masculine energies feel like they're going to be heightened. So, again, I feel like it's just coming up to be aware of, and masculine energy is very much about a doing energy. So, this is where, again, there'll be increased energy levels, and you're going to be getting things accomplished. You're going to be handling things. So the masculine energy will be a little more heightened. So I kind of feel like some people that can trigger irritation and annoyance. So those energies, I feel like you're going to be triggered and feeling that within yourselves. Maybe feeling frustrated or irritated with yourself, or it'll be you projecting it outwardly, or you'll be receiving it from other people. So I feel like it's going to be kind of a combination of us acting out
and it coming towards us. So projection and, you know, it's going to be okay. It's not going to be as bad as it sounds. Just try to ignore it versus being reactive. Let's see, work. For those of you that actually are employed currently, I feel like for some of you, you're just not going to be in the mood for the 9-to-5 grind. I feel like it's just kind of that feeling of, ugh, I don't want to go to work, I don't want to be here, I don't feel like thinking, I don't feel like doing. But so if you have some PTO, I think take a day off, get yourself rebounded in that energy so you can connect with the increased energy flow when you're feeling a little less active. Do your best just to be present at work. I know it can be difficult sometimes. Maybe work on tasks that are, you know, the things that you like to do or the things that are easy, mindless stuff that you can just kind of get it done. Some of you, I feel like, will be traveling in connection with your work, with your job, and I feel like whatever travel that's happening, overall, it should be a good experience. I feel like it'll go pretty well, and some of you will actually have some fun with it. Those of you that travel a lot for work, I kind of feel like you guys will have maybe that, you know, that mood of the 9-to-5 grind, like, oh crap, I got to travel again for work, like I'm constantly out of town. So, you know, just kind of, again, try to stay out of your head about it. It'll all work out, and maybe use that time to consider taking a look at whether or not this is a job that you want to continue doing, especially if the, you know, traveling aspect of it is getting pretty annoying for you. Others, I feel like, will be pleasantly surprised. I feel like you're going to have some successful projects that you've been working on. Either you're presenting these projects, or they're coming to a close, or you're making progress on them in some way. But I feel like you're going to just be super proud of yourself, and just, you know, the projects will turn out like way better than what you expected. So I think that's going to be a good thing for those of you that are working on projects. Those of you that are looking for a job, I feel on the news, you know, on the front with the work, I feel like this is going to be a good week. I feel like everybody's going to have a good week that's looking for a job. Some, I feel like you're just going to be really in action mode, and you're going to be going and getting these interviews, and you're going to be lining things up, and I just feel like there's going to be a lot of action involved. And then I feel like others will actually be hearing back from interviews that they already did. I feel like some of you have been waiting forever, like you did an interview 2-3 weeks ago and you still haven't heard anything. But I do feel like people are going to be hearing back about the interviews that they had, and you're actually going to land those positions that you wanted. So stay positive and just be open to receive, because I definitely feel like it's coming your way. Love, if you're in a committed relationship or dating, I feel like this week is going to be about communication. So I feel like be sure your communication this week is as clear as possible, unlike mine right now. Be as clear as possible with your partner. You want to make sure that you're expressing yourself, you're communicating, you're not holding back and being afraid. Obviously, I'm not talking about projecting blame. It's taking responsibility for what you're feeling. I do feel like there could be some tension if you're not communicating. So just, again, be open to talking. And if you haven't been making the time to actually talk to each other, this is a good week to do that. You know, reconnect with your partner. To me, I feel like if you don't make a conscious effort this week to actually connect with your spouse or the person that you're in a relationship with, I do feel like it could potentially turn into a situation where the universe kind of gives you a big push, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a disagreement, or you're disagreeing, to me it feels almost like you're going to be disagreeing over lack of something. So whether it's a lack of organization, lack of participation within the relationship, or an overall sense of laziness where one of you is feeling neglected in some way. So I definitely feel like be aware of what's happening and open yourself up and communicate. Let's see. And if you actually do this, just talk to each other, I feel like a lot of you will come away feeling even more connected and closer than you have in a while. And it's something that you can keep the energy and the momentum going with that. Those of you that are looking for love, I feel like some of you single hotties out there, you're going to be meeting someone through work. So that should be interesting. I feel like this is a new person. It's not somebody that you already know. And again, it doesn't mean necessarily that it could be like a new hire at work, or it could be you're participating in an event somewhere out because of work, but somehow it's connected to work. I feel like this person will most likely have hair on the lighter side. And, I feel like it's going to be a nice little pleasant surprise and kind of get the juices flowing with the dating thing. So I'm excited for you guys. Let me know if that actually happens, because I want to know, because I'm nosy. Let's see. The rest of you, I feel like you'll be doing your own thing and you're going to be going about your business. You're just going to be more comfortable with the idea and the fact that you're single right now. And I feel like it's going to be a deepening of that heart space for yourself, and you're going to be out there doing your thing. I do feel like some of you will meet a person you're not really compatible with. So there's a couple of you that might end up meeting someone, and to me this feels like the universe kind of saying, hey, here's this person that's not compatible for you, but maybe you're notorious for overlooking red flags and not setting boundaries or honoring what it is that you want out of fear of missing out or settling on some level. So I really want you to pay attention if that happens when you're meeting someone new. Kind of pay attention. And that's for those of you that tend to overlook the red flags. Now, those of you that are overly picky and critical and have like this finite list of must-haves and must-don'ts and, that basically you're not ever really giving someone a chance and immediately like, oop, red flag, shutting them down. Well, those of you, I feel like, will be falling into the opposite category where you're going to be triggered with those feelings, but maybe all of a sudden you're able to like be a little more compassionate, communicate a little bit more, and get to know this person a little bit more so that you can actually see if you are compatible. Finances. I feel like some of you that have been struggling with finances are finally going to realize it's time to get some outside help. You need to get help. So if that is you, I feel like you need to go online, look for some free online budgeting tools, or get a friend that you trust that's methodical about being able to manage money or know how to create a budget in order to help you with your cash flow. It's time to just get some assistance with that. There's no point in struggling when really there's a few things that you can tweak here and there in order to find some relief financially. For some, I feel money's going to be flowing easily this week. I feel like finances should be going well. I don't feel any real struggles. I feel some of you will start saving a little bit extra because the cash flow is a little more ebb and flow. So I do feel like you're going to be in a spot where you're like, oh, let me just shove some extra cash aside for a rainy day. Others, I feel like you're going to be cutting expenses. You're really going to be paying attention to what's happening financially, and you'll realize, oh, you know what? I really don't need to pay $250 for the cable bill because I have every single channel known to man, and I only watch 3 of them. So these are things where you can find some spaces to cut some of your costs, and that will put a little extra cash in your pocket so you're not feeling so strangled financially. Health, I feel there's going to be an overall sense of increased self-discipline for some of you this week. I do feel there's also going to be a group of you that will end up reaching out and getting some assistance when it comes to maybe finding like a personal trainer to help you work out, maybe a wellness coach to help you lose some weight, either way, or maybe even both. So I definitely feel like some of you are going to be reaching out for that sort of help. I also feel some of you that have been having symptoms that, and like you're having like these weird freaky symptoms, you've kind of gone to the doctor, but nobody really knows what's going on. And I feel like you're going to decide to track your symptoms and see if they relate to anything that you're actually putting in your body, putting on your body, and or connected to your emotions and your feelings. So definitely pay attention to that as well, because I think you'll make the connection for that. Oh, and then those of you that are really good about exercising and working out and you're active people, this is another week where I feel like you need to be mindful while you're exercising or doing anything sporty. I feel like some of you could end up with some minor injuries like bruises, sprains, and strains. Nothing, you know, major, but still, why put yourself in that situation? And then there's those of you that I feel like you've had an injury recently and you're just in this process of healing. So for those of you, I feel like you just need to be easy with yourself. You will have that get up and go energy this week. So you might just be at a stage where you've been maybe bedridden or had to rest, you know, whatever the case is, but you'll feel good and you'll want to overdo it. So just be mindful of that. Spirituality this week, I just feel like some of you will actually receive some messages from helpful spiritual advisors, maybe even some guides. I feel like some of you will actually connect with your own intuition more and become more aware of things that you cannot see, but things that you can feel and sense. Others, I feel like you'll have a whole new way of looking at things spiritually, which will be a huge appeal for you, and it's going to get you to like research, and I feel like you'll find yourself spending money on some sort of spiritual cause to help yourself and maybe even give back to the community in some way. So that wraps up this week's predictions. I hope everyone has a great week ahead. I do feel like it's going to be a week that kind of ebbs and flows. Nothing too intense unless you've been stuck in really negative patterns. Then I do feel like the intensity will be a little more on you. There will be a little more pressure because, again, this is about awakening and realizing stuff about yourself, basically. It's time to let things go. So let's see if I can get some messages, get a message from a crossover loved one. For those of you who that are subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you'd like to receive messages, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. It helps me filter out all of the spirits that want to come hang out and just talk to me and not have a message for anyone. So let me see who I can connect with here really quickly. Okay, so this message is for Karen. Your dad is hanging out here, and he's not being very specific, but he's hung up about his watch and about his ashes and something about a flag. I don't know if you have a flag. He's talking about your mom too, so I don't know if there's a flag at your mom's or you have a flag at home in the garage with his watch. But for whatever reason, I feel like he wants you to display the ashes, the flag, and the watch, and like kind of have like this little shrine to him. Is the vibe that I get, and he's actually laughing right now because he's like saying it sounds ridiculous when I'm saying it out loud. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's feeling a little. Funnily enough, I feel like he's being a little clingy and a little needy. There seems to be some sort of connection with that. And also with your mom, I feel like he is wanting you to check on your mom. I feel like there's some concern with him there. He's not being, again, specific, but maybe take a look and see and check in on your mom. And that's really all he had to say. I hope that makes sense to you. Let me know if it does. Before I take the caller, I would like to go ahead and do the moment of Zen, since I haven't been doing it recently because I'm going over on time. So let's go ahead and do a quick moment of Zen to give you an energetic boost to help you release some of these denser energies. And I want to help you raise your vibration so that you can become more aware and deal with some stuff that might come up for you this week. So if you go ahead and close your eyes, open your palms, and just tell yourself you're open to receive. I'm going to ask your guides and my guides and the universe basically just to send some energy your way to raise your vibration. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes and come on back. Of course, you know, like I said, I am notorious for always taking my sweet time. So let me get on the call with Josephine. And Josephine is in Gregory, Texas. Hi, Josephine. I'm sorry, we have like 6 minutes. So how can I help you this evening? I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I just really had a question. I've been wondering if I'd ever locate my son's father, because I have so much trouble looking for him. And I don't know if maybe you could help me with that.
I don't feel like you're going to get closure with that. I don't feel like it's going to be... I don't feel like it would be anytime soon. I almost feel like it would be maybe a couple of years, and maybe you hear something through the rumor mill, but I just don't know. And I can't tell if like something happened to him, but I just feel like I almost feel like he's not MIA by choice, but like he's, so I don't know if there's a possibility he could be, you know, somewhere else, maybe incarcerated, or I just don't feel like he is able. It's really weird. It's like, I don't know how to explain the feeling I have. I mean, I just feel like he's almost non-existent. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, actually it does, because he has, I've been, like I said, I've been trying to locate him, but he has no knowledge of my son. He never knew I was pregnant or anything. So,
yeah, and man,
and it's been 10 years. I've been trying to look for him and nothing.
I kind of feel like you need to maybe take a step back and let it go. And at that point, you might get some information, but I don't know that. I don't want to say he's passed away, because I'm not getting that too strongly, but there's something about him just, I don't know, it's weird. Like, he's disappeared in some way, and I can't tell if it's because he's crossed over, or because he's incarcerated, or he's like out of the country. But I feel like you just need to kind of maybe let it go. I do feel like you'll find out in a couple more years. To me, it feels like somewhere between 2 to 4 years, all of a sudden you're going to connect to somebody that you mutually knew back then.
I have 2 friends that are, honestly, they want to be with me, and they're both willing to help me raise my son. I just don't know if those are good decisions to make with them or whatnot. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm so confused about it. So I don't know about that either. Like,
I feel like those are not good relationship choices for you. I do feel, you said there's 2, right?
Yes. One's a childhood friend, and the other one, I've only been talking to him a couple of months.
Okay. So I think there's actually a third person that could come into the picture sometime before the end of the year. I feel like you need to not put pressure on yourself to make a choice. I feel you should genuinely just date all of them and kind of figure out who you're more compatible with, because I feel like there is going to be a deepening. Like, I feel like love is coming your way and you're going to know it, but you need to give yourself the opportunity to actually figure out what you want. And right now you're acting out of fear and concern because you're looking for someone to help you raise your son. Like, you want to do right by your son, so I don't want you to end up settling. So just take your time with it. And
honestly, one of my old ex-boyfriends is going to be coming around soon, I believe.
I feel like it's somebody new. I don't feel like it's anybody from your past that is who you're going to be ending up with.
Hello and welcome. You are listening to Sensitive Soul Radio with Sheila Kay, and we are on Ask One Radio, the world's #1 psychic radio network, and also Moonstruck TV. So I am so excited because I have got a new time. I'm here now on a Tuesday and an hour earlier, so that is great for me, and I hope it's great for you as well. So I'm going to tell you just a little bit about me before I start to tell you about my topic tonight. So I'm a psychic consultant. I've been working as a psychic professionally for over 15 years now. I've not always been a psychic. I've had lots of other jobs as well. I've worked in corporate and I've also been a police officer. Yep. You heard that right. I have been a police officer and I loved my time in the police, but being an empath, being a sensitive soul, I burnt out, and I burnt out twice in the police. So now I dedicate my time to helping other sensitive souls who may be going through similar situations or having life situations that have caused them to burn out, or they're kind of stuck in a job that they don't want to be in anymore. I help them find their gifts and put those gifts out into the world and work as a psychic or work with their intuitive gifts if that is what they're drawn to do. And I absolutely love doing that. It's my mission to help as many sensitive souls and empaths and light workers as I can. So what I want to talk to you about tonight is I want to tell you a little bit about Ascended Masters. Now, I'm an angel intuitive. I work with the angelic realms, and I also work with Ascended Masters as well. Now, last week I spoke a little bit about the angelic realms and archangels in particular, and tonight I want to talk a little bit about the Ascended Masters and which ones you can use and for what. So, the first one I want to talk to you about is Brigitte, and she's a sun goddess associated with fire. She's a female version of Archangel Michael, and she can be called upon to give you strength. So if you're ever in a tight spot, you need that extra strength, she's the one to call on. She can really help you with that, and she's very good at protection as well. So she's like the female version of Archangel Michael, so if you want a more feminine energy to kind of push you forward. And she can also help you with your divine purpose as well. Buddha, he's another very important Ascended Master that I work with quite a lot. He can help you with feeling at peace, with feeling balanced in life, joyous, and with all aspects of your spiritual growth. Ganesh, now this is one I work with all the time. He's a Hindu god of prosperity. And also wisdom, and he looks like an elephant, so he's like an elephant-headed deity. He's very strong, and he can clear any obstacles. So if you're having a difficult time and you need obstacles removed, he's perfect to use. I've used him in all sorts of situations, from breaking through with things that have kind of slowed me down or got me stuck in businesses, in life, in my work as well, and also financial blocks as well. He's very good at busting through those blocks. And he can help you kind of achieve what you want as well. So he's really good for goal setting. I absolutely love working with him. Kuan Yin, now she is another one of my favourites, and I don't know whether you can see, but I have a statue of her behind me here. So just behind me, that is my statue of Kuan Yin, and she is a very enlightened being. She has a deep red aura. She's very good for helping you with your clairvoyance. So if you're needing help with that, she's the one to call on. She can help you open up your spiritual gifts as well. And she helps us to be soft and compassionate towards ourselves and others. And now I use her a lot in a form of Reiki that I do called Karuna Reiki. So she's the goddess and the deity that we use within that form of healing. And she's just so compassionate and so loving. And I just love to use her energy. I also use her to open up my third eye. So I'll use a crystal, and I'll literally nudge open my third eye, and then I'll ask her to just clear my third eye for me. And I do that every time I work psychically. Another Ascended Master is Kutumi. Now he's a Sikh spiritual leader, and he can help you to focus on your goals, avoid distractions, and keep moving forward on your life purpose, and remain dedicated to it as well. So if you need a bit of help with your life purpose, he would be a good one to kind of work with. Mother Mary, she's called the Queen of Angels, and she's got a soft blue aura around her. She's very loving, yet kind and firm, and she helps you to raise your standards as well. She helps you with all aspects of child raising, and and helps those people whose life purposes involve working with children. So if you work with children, she would be a perfect Ascended Master to kind of have with you and to use and ask to come in and guide you throughout your day. Saint Germain. Now he's got a really violet coloured aura, and you can use his purple flame, so like a violet flame he has around him, to eliminate all negativity and in all situations, and also from your body as well. So he helps you to have courage, direction, perseverance, and helps you to manifest as well. So if you're needing to manifest something, he's a good one to call on. And he also gives you psychic protection as well. So if you want to clear out your house of negative energy, for example, or clear out your body from toxins, he would be perfect to help you, just kind of give you that extra push so that you can kind of clear those toxins away and remove that negativity from your home as well. Okay, Sanat Kumara, he is a warrior god, and he's here to rid us of lower energies. So he helps you to be powerful, full of energy, and he helps with all healing work as well. And he can also help you with overcoming the ego. Now that's something that kind of raises its ugly head a lot for a lot of people. All the time. Okay, Serapis Bey, he helps with spiritual enlightenment, your sense of peace, and it helps you to take good care of your body as well. And he assists us in releasing cravings and addictions, and with creativity as well. So if you want to get creative, he's a good one to call on. And also releasing those addictions, you know, if it's drugs, if it's alcohol, if it's smoking, if it's sugar. You know, empaths suffer a lot with sugar cravings, so you could ask him to come in and help you eliminate those cravings for you. Now Thoth, that's how I pronounce it. Some people may pronounce it slightly different, but he is the Egyptian god of magic and manifestations. He's also the god of writing as well, and getting creative. Helps with life purpose as well, teaching, writing, psychic abilities. I use him quite a lot when I'm writing. I ask him his energy to come in, and I sit down and start to write. So he's excellent for that. So that's just a little bit about some of the Ascended Masters that I use. So I'm now going to speak to a couple of our callers, and I'm so excited to do that. And I'm going to be using my tarot deck, this one here, and also I'm going to be using my own tarot deck, my own oracle deck, the Sensitive Soul Wisdom cards as well. So I do believe we have Ellen from Wisconsin on the line. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing tonight?
I am very well tonight indeed. So what can I do for you tonight then, Ellen?
Well, me and my husband, we've been house shopping, and we're just having a difficult time finding something that we really both like. Do you see us coming upon anything soon?
Okay, so house hunting, is it? So you're looking for a specific home?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, right. I'm just going to shuffle my cards because I work predominantly with cards, and we'll see what we have here for you. So, just as I'm tuning into your energy, I'm feeling that there's a little bit of fear or restriction around one of you, either you or your partner, about moving forward. Fears are coming up here. Now, who is the one that's a little bit fearful? Is it your partner that's fearful about moving?
Yes, it's my husband. Yes, it's my husband. Hello?
Yeah. Okay. So why is he fearful about moving? What is it that's holding him back, do you feel?
No, I don't think we have any fear about moving. We just can't find the right place.
Okay. Because I just pick up some fears, some kind of blocks, and it feels like it's around your partner to actually moving forward. It feels also that he's got a very logical mind as well, and he needs things to be just so. I'm feeling, in terms of time scale for you to be finding somewhere, I'm kind of being drawn to, it feels like quite a large property that I'm looking at, and it feels like it's got some land attached to it as well. And I feel that you're going to come across this property within the next 7 weeks, so I don't feel it's going to be that long. I feel also, yeah, patience is coming up for the pair of you as well. And it feels like it's been quite a while that you have been looking. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
Okay. But what I feel is when you see that, you haven't seen the house yet, but when you see it, you are going to immediately fall in love with it, because I've got the feeling of like gardens, and it just feels really kind of like a manicured lawn, and it just feels immaculate. And I feel that, you know, the neighbourhood feels really, really comfortable as well, and I think that's quite important to you. But you'll just fall in love with this property when you see it.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah, that's one of our biggest factors, finding a good neighbourhood.
Yeah, okay. And this is where your husband's logical mind comes in, because he's kind of looking, he's doing the research, you know, he's looking at every aspect of, you know, where you're potentially looking to move to. But I feel that this property, you'll both love it, because I've got the energy of both of you here just falling in love with this property. Yeah, and it feels like you're just, once you're there, you know, it will feel like home so very, very quickly. You'll settle in really quickly. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Hopefully, yeah, it comes together just like that. That's our plan.
Yeah. It does feel like it's going to take at least 7 weeks. So we've got the element of being patient there, but I feel that is there someone else around you is there a specific neighbour around you that you're not getting on so well with at the minute, where you are now?
No, nothing like that going on. I mean, a while ago, this was a long time ago, I had a run-in with one of our neighbors, but nothing since.
Okay, so I just pick up, you know, like issues with a neighbour. So that's kind of the kind of elements that I was picking up there, related to where you are now. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pick one of my cards as well. So let's just have a look and see what I have for you, because this normally gives me a little bit more insight as well. So let me see. Okay, yeah. So the card that I have for you is Think Differently. And what this is saying is it feels like sometimes you and your partner have a bit of a difference in your opinions of what you want and what you don't want. So what I'm seeing with this card is to see things from his perspective at times, and for him to see things from your perspective, because sometimes I feel that you both have got your very own ideas of what you want, and sometimes you don't see it from the other person's point of view. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's this differing point of view between the two of you. Like, you want one thing, he wants something else, and this is where we get a disconnect, and it's like, oh, well, that house didn't tick all the boxes, so we're not going to go with that one. But it's just seeing things from each other's point of view, and then I feel that when you see this house, you'll both just go, wow, this is what we want, this is exactly what we want and need, and you'll both fall in love with it.
Okay.
So, is there anything else I can help you with?
Oh, no, that's it. That was one of our main concerns.
Okay. Well, as I said, I feel within 7 weeks you'll have found that property and you'll fall in love with it immediately. It feels so, it's got a really lovely homely feel to it already, and I feel that the people that are already there, they're in a really loving relationship, and that home is just filled with love. It just feels lovely. It feels so calm.
Okay. That sounds good. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Lovely to speak to you. Right, okay, so it was lovely speaking to Ellen there. So now I think we have Teresa in California on the line. Are you there, Teresa?
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
How are you?
I am good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. So what can I do for you tonight then?
I was having a question. I just went through some kind of mix. Well, I would say some emotional drama with somebody that I love very much, and I don't understand why he doesn't love me, or why I'm confused, and like I just feel like my life is just like falling apart.
Okay, right, let me just have a look at that then for you. Let's just see what we have. Yeah, okay, I feel that this particular relationship with that person, it feels like it has, it feels like it's run its course, and you're feeling all the emotional overwhelm of, a breakup here. However, I see an opportunity here for reconnection with this person. I know that he said to you that he doesn't love you, but I just feel that he's emotionally being pulled in different directions at the moment. I feel he has a lot going on in his life, which is why I feel that he feels like he can't commit, or he can't, he's finding it very difficult to be in a relationship. It feels like he's overwhelmed with a lot of stuff at the moment. Does that make sense with him?
Yes. He's very overwhelmed, and like he couldn't admit that to anybody that he was with me, and then he went kind of off the deep end, and like I got to see him the first time yesterday, and he was just like really shallow with me, like why was I there, and I was doing it wrong, and it made me feel like I was doing, it was hurtful. I mean, I know he's trying to get help right now.
Yeah. And this is where he needs to get that help. He needs, because what I'm seeing here is it feels like it's quite hard work for him to be in a relationship, or to be like on an even keel, because I just feel he's being pulled in so many different directions, and I've got energies flying about all over the place with him. It is going to be quite hard work for him, but I feel he's going to do it, and what I'm seeing here is within the next 4 months, I feel him taking a real back seat from everything, so that he can rest and he can recuperate and he can work on himself, because that's what he needs to do. I feel there's problems around him as well. I do feel there are big issues around him, which make things very challenging for you. So you're kind of getting the brunt of all his emotional stuff. I feel is being kind of pushed at you, really, isn't it? It feels like.
And it's like now I have to go back and move back in with my ex-husband, and it's like I really wanted to love him, and it's like, I don't want to give up on him. No. He has work to do on himself, but I feel that there will be an opportunity for the two of you to reconnect. So it's just hang on in there with him. He needs to do the work here. He will change. There is positive change for him, but it feels like it feels like he's a little bit depressed, or a little bit he's got stuff going on, is what I'm feeling with him.
And I also feel that he's got some decisions he needs to make in his life. It feels like he's got major things going on that he needs to make some big decisions on, and he's finding that very tough. And this is where you need to be
I've been trying. Yeah, and I've been like the only person there for him, and it's like I feel like he thinks that I'm not, and I'm just trying to love him because nobody's ever been there for him.
I know. And you are being so strong here, and I feel that you need to continue to be strong for him, because I'm just seeing your strength shine through here, and it feels like he's battling within himself at the moment. It's like he's pushing everyone away, or tries to push everyone away, because he's battling with his own demons at the moment, if that makes sense to you.
He is. Yeah, he is. It's true. You're right. He is.
Yeah.
You're right.
But you just have to be strong, and you are being strong, okay? So carry on being strong for him, because, I can feel how much this is affecting you, but you are doing the right thing, because you are there for him, but you're just stepping back to be there. Does that make sense? Because that's just what he needs right now. And I feel that when we get to the end of whatever this situation is for him, he is a loving man. I've got an energy of a man who is very caring, who is very sensitive himself, who is, I'll just show you the card I have for him here, the King of Cups. He's, he's a lovely energy, sensitive, kind, but at the moment he can't be that, because there's other things going on around him and within him. But when he's healed that, and when he's worked on that, you'll see that other side coming through, and he will then allow you to love him. Does that make sense? Because at the moment he can't let anyone in.
Yeah.
But it feels like this is you are very spiritually connected, the two of you. There is a deep connection between the two of you, which I feel that you feel.
I can't let him go.
No,
it's so hard. I'm so connected with him.
I know.
I don't know why.
And you just need, at the moment, you just need to let him heal and let him do the work, and just be there for him, but as a, standing back and being there. And then I feel that your you'll get that opportunity for that reconnection, and for that relationship to get back on track as it should be, because you've tried so hard with this person, but I am seeing positive change here, but he has to do the work.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I'm going to pull another card for you as well from my deck of cards, because I'm just guided to do that for you. But you are being so strong, and you have that inner strength within you to see this through and to be there for him, because I can feel that in you. You're just such a strong person. Right, okay.
I'm just tired, I'm so tired.
I know you are, my darling. Now, the card I have for you is playtime. And this is saying to go and try, if you can, to have a little bit of fun. Release that inner child. Do something that makes you laugh, because you're being so serious right now, and you can see on this card it's playtime. Is there anything that you can do that you like doing, that kind of brings out that inner child in you and makes you laugh?
I don't know. I haven't really done nothing. All I do is work.
Oh, bless you.
I work.
Find something, even if it's just a cartoon or watching something that makes you laugh, because I feel that you need to kind of just express yourself and have a little bit of fun, and that's going to help you with all the emotional overwhelm that you're going through at the moment as well, because it feels, you're taking on so much of his energy, and stuff from him, that you need to kind of release that. Okay, my darling?
Yeah, that does make sense.
All right.
Yeah, it's right on. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in, Therese. It's been lovely speaking to you.
Thank you so much
there we
again.
are. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so there we are. So we're almost at the end of the show, and it's gone so quickly again. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to the two guests tonight as well. And so if you want to connect with me, you can do that on my website, and there's a free meditation on there, a lovely calming meditation, and that's on www.sheilak-psychic.com, or I'm on Facebook as Sheila Kadir Sensitive Soul. You can find me there, or on Twitter, Sheila K Psychic. So it's been a pleasure. I look forward to speaking to you next week as well. Okay, so bye-bye for now, my lovely, beautiful, sensitive souls. Bye-bye.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes, B, console her,
don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Hi everyone, my name is Kate Denton and I'm from Australia, Brisbane. Beautiful weather's usually beautiful here, but it's pouring down rain today. So we are on A1R Psychic Radio, and this is my very first show, so I'm a little bit nervous. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit about myself and what I do. I'm psychic clairvoyant. I like to use tools so I can show people what I'm seeing because I'm visual myself. Now I use a crystal ball, I use tea leaves, I use tarot, and I also do palmistry. I also teach everything that I do as well too. So, and then I help the students become professional and run expos here in Australia, which I'll be starting next month. Okay, now my journey into spiritualism started, well, probably when I was about 14. I've been seeing ghosts and communicating with ghosts, or spirits, sorry, I should say. And life gets in the way, and raising children. I've got 4 children and 4 grandchildren. And back in 2010, I was in the corporate world, high sales, a lot of pressure, and I was getting really sick. I ended up having a heart attack, 2 strokes, went down to 43 kilos and was in a wheelchair for about a few months. Anyway, through that, I was told that I would never work again. And I was put on a disability pension, which I went off about 3 years ago. Once my business started building up and I was going off and doing courses, I started doing palmistry first. And when you have something like that major happen in your life, I think that's when you have like your awakening, okay? So I had a lot of things coming in through that time, and I was also turned to meditation, which I was doing every single night when I went to bed. I was so weak. I couldn't do much else, so I would just lie down and meditate, and I would ask Archangel Raphael to come in and help heal me. Now, I've been doing really well. I don't have the drugs that the doctors recommended because they nearly killed me as well too. But I also know 5 other people that have lost their lives through this in the last few years. I've got Crohn's, so I also had to have a bath for 6 months as well too. And there's nothing wrong with my heart, it's just that pain from the perforation caused me to have heart attack. So anyway, along my journey, meditation has helped me connect with spirit as well too. And I've been reading professionally now for about 5 years. Okay, so that's a little bit about me and what I do. Okay, so I can help you with your love life, with business, if you've lost direction, so I can help you with that. So what I want to do now, each week I want to introduce a product to you that's actually going to help you if you want to do psychic readings as well too, because I love what I do and I love this industry. I meet so many beautiful people, and the gratitude that you get for what you do, like, it's just amazing. It's a special way of life, like living your life. I live this every day, and I also help other people on their journey too, which is really, really rewarding. Now, I'll tell you a little story about someone I met about 3 or 4 years ago at an expo in Brisbane, and her name is Eleanor Hammond. So I don't know if you're listening, Elle, but hi. I'm going to tell everyone about your card. So I met Eleanor 3 or 4 years ago, and we've since become really good friends. And I've got a deck of cards from her, and they're called My First Tarot. Okay, so this card here, okay, this is the 5 of Swords, but you can see that there's 8 separate messages on each card. So the messages are on there, and they're really quite unique. So depending on where the card lands is to what message you're going to read. Okay. Now, it comes with this little chart that tells you how to do it. Okay. So our top left card, we read the top left box, and that's all about you. Okay. So who you are and how people see you. Our top right box, this is our distant past. Second box down on the left, so we read the second card down on the left, and that is your recent past. And then we've got our 4th card, which is the second one down on the right, and that's what's happening now. Okay? So it gives you an idea of how it goes. We've got your advice, what's coming up in the future, also what's happening around you that can affect you as well too. So it's really quite unique. No one else has done anything like this before. I do use it during readings, and
I'm on medicine if I'm going to get better. My liver.
Okay. I'll tell you, when I was on the medication that I was taking for Crohn's, it actually affected my liver. They were trying out medication that was for leukemia, and it's only a short-term medication. And anyway, they had me on for too long. And when you've got something like that plays havoc with your liver, it takes a long time to repair as well too. And it's probably taken me about a good 5 years for that to wear out of my system, okay? So with your liver, what type of problem do you have? Is it from medication, or do you have like cirrhosis?
Yes, I do. And I have
and sorry?
Hep C.
I can't quite hear you. I found meditation is probably the best medication. Now, I'm not telling you not to go off medication, okay, because it's really important that you follow what your doctor does, okay, and also follow your own instinct as well too, okay. Now, I meditated every night. When I got home from hospital, I decided that I wasn't going to let this beat me, okay. And I would ask Archangel Raphael to come in and help heal me, and ask him to hold my hand while I was sleeping at night time. And then when you wake up in the morning, just say thank you very much and go on with your day, okay? When you need to have sleep, okay? Look at what it is that you're eating. So having a good base with your vegetables, okay, and your fruit, and making sure that you're drinking enough water, okay. It does take time, but if you have faith and ask Archangel Raphael to come in and help heal you at night time, it's fantastic, okay. It really worked for me, okay. Everyone's got something different. You know, what works for one person doesn't work for another. But follow your gut instinct, okay? Does that make sense? Are you still there, Sandra?
Yeah, I'm here.
So does that make sense to you? Does that help?
Yes, it does.
Wonderful. Okay, well, I'll read these cards for you, okay? And they're called my first... Yeah?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So the first card is the Nine of Spades, okay? So we're going to read the top left box, and this is all about you, okay? So you're usually passionate and have learned a lot of life lessons the hard way. You're seen as powerful, okay? And remember that too, because you've got the strength to fight this. Just know that everything's going to be okay. When you start thinking negatively, well, bad things will happen and you get sick, and if you're getting stressed out, stress is the worst thing that you can do. So if you can meditate or go for a walk out in the bush, that is going to help ground you as well too, okay? Really important too that make sure that you're not in a stressful job, okay? Now, the second card that I've got is the Fool, and the Fool is the beginning of the new journey, okay? So this one here is your distant past. You're impacted by the major life changes that occurred long ago, a birth or a fresh start that is still affecting you now, okay? So maybe you might want to go back and have a look at your past and what it is that's making you not feel well, okay? If you look at Louise Hayes' book and what it is with the liver, okay, and maybe your relationship with someone from the past, so it would be a good idea to look at that and try and heal that area of your life, okay?
Okay.
Now, the next card that I've got is your recent past, which was the Six of Swords, which is about moving on, changing direction. So this is something that you could have done recently. All you need to do is look at changing direction, okay? So you've had a lot of movement, travel, smart thinking, and you're on the right path. Don't stop. So something that you've recently done, keep going with that, okay? Follow your gut instinct. It says stop worrying unnecessarily, okay? And family conflicts will resolve over time. Now, the next part that we've got coming up, which is the Page of Spades. Now, this is what's happening now for you. So you feel the need to move. Is it travel, a person, a career change? What is it that you want to do? Okay, think about what it is that you want to do to change in your life to make you feel better. If you're stagnant, think about what your passion is, okay? Now, the next card is the Five of Pentacles, okay? And this is what's crossing you. So remind yourself you have enough. You are enough. Long-term plans can be created and adhered to. Okay? So follow your path and don't listen necessarily to what other people say. I mean, listen to his advice, but then at the end of the day, do what feels right for you, okay? Because you've got to look after you, okay?
Okay.
Now, what's happening around you? We've got the 4 estates. Your home and your workplace are going to be peaceful. There may be some romance around for you. Now, if you've already got someone in your life, then maybe there's something special coming up for the two of you, okay? Now, what's coming up, this is your advice. Charge, there's lightning fast thoughts needed and swift decisions to be made. Get on with it and don't delay it. Just don't overthink it, just do what you've got to do, okay? And then you've got High Priestess as the last one. So I think that you're quite spiritual yourself, okay? And then you pick up on many things and follow your gut instinct. And this is about you doing this journey as well too, in the spiritual realm, and that will make you feel better as well too. So you're becoming a wise one. People will require you in the future for your in-tune guidance. Okay, it sounds like you could be a bit of a simpler road trip as what I've been on with your health issues, and just keep up the good work, okay? Eat healthily, go out and exercise, do your meditation, and all of that is going to help you along the way. So I hope that helps, Sandra.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Now, how does that resonate with you?
What's that?
How's that with you? Are you looking at changing work?
It sounds good.
What type of work do you do at the moment?
Come again?
Hello? What type of work do you do at the moment? Am I still talking to Sandra?
Yes.
Sorry. I couldn't put... The reception's not very good here at the moment because it's raining, and I think with all the kids on holidays being on the internet as well too, it's blocking it up a bit. So I hope you can hear me clearly. Are you hearing me okay?
Yep.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, well I hope that helps. And stay tuned, okay? Just take care of yourself, okay? Lovely talking to you, Sandra. Thank you.
Okay,
bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, now we've got Kerry from Rochester, New York, USA. She's next. Okay, so are you there, Kerry? Did I say that correctly?
Hey.
Do you want to speak a little bit louder? Oh, sorry, because I can't hear you. Are you there, Carrie?
I'm right here. I'm just having trouble hearing you.
Oh, I apologise. I'll get closer and speak to the speaker. Now,
oh, that's better.
How can I help you today? And so, is it Carrie?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Your name?
Yep, I can hear you a little bit better.
Okay. Now, do you have a question for me?
I was just wondering if my life is going in the right direction. I mean, I know that's easier said. I mean, it's so simple of a question and it's so broad. I just didn't. I'm like at crossroads right now. Where to go? If I should go back to school? Am I in the right area? If I'm doing the right thing? I'm just in limbo.
Okay. All right, let's see what the cards say for you. Actually, I might do a quick tea leaf reading for you, okay? Just a moment, I've got to finish it. Okay, so what I'm doing is just giving it a bit of a swish around. Okay. So just thinking about your question, okay, I'm just turning it around and bringing through the past for you, okay? Now bringing through the spirits and your ancestors for any messages they may have for you. So let's see what they say here today. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing, I've got lots of mountains around you. So do you live in the area where there's lots of mountains in the background? Sorry, because I don't know East Hampton, Joel. I'm here in Australia.
Okay, you're cutting out again, honey. I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you have lots of mountains around you?
Okay.
Hills? Okay,
barely.
So what I'm saying... What's that?
I can barely hear you again. I stepped outside, hoping it would be better.
Okay. How's that? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of hills around you. Now, this can be like mountains that you've had to climb, okay, and struggling along the way. Now, yeah? Okay, now I'm also seeing here what looks to be like an Asian warrior. Okay, do you do a type of martial art? No?
Yeah, you're cutting out.
Okay, I'm seeing someone that has to defend themselves. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing in the cup. Someone that has to defend themselves, that have had to climb many mountains along the way. Okay, lots of obstacles in the way, lots of hard work.
Okay.
Now, I'm also seeing fish as well too. Now, fish means it could be a Pisces sign around you, but it also means an invitation to dinner, and you're going to lead a beautiful life. Okay, so if things have been struggling for you, it looks like they're also getting better. Okay, and this is not that far away. We're looking at like about 3 weeks plus away. Now, that could also be a special invitation to dinner as well too. And the fish is also about abundance in your life, okay? Now, let's see what... Now, I'm also seeing a sailing ship here as well. Now, the ship means that your boat is coming into harbour, okay? And you are just about there. It could also mention that you're going for a trip overseas somewhere, okay? But just be rest assured that with the fish, that is you on the right path and being happy with life, okay? And you're both coming in harbour, that you've got the protection there as well too, taking care of you. Anyway, we're losing time now. We've got about 3 minutes left. So I hope that helped you, Pari, okay? But yes, just keep going in the direction that you are, and just know that everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to. All right?
Okay.
Have a magical day. It's lovely talking to you.
Thank you.
Sorry? You still... Okay, I think Kari's gone now. So anyway, I hope everyone has a lovely weekend. This weekend I'm going to a special event, and it's the Abbey Fair, and it's a medieval fair where we actually dress up in medieval clothes, and I'll be there doing palmistry all weekend. This event's been running for over 20 years, and it's huge. Thousands of people go there. So I'll put up information on photos on my webpage. My Facebook page is The Spiritual Realm with Kate Denning, and my website is www.thespiritualrealm.com.au, and I'll be doing specials on Skype readings. So everyone have a lovely weekend. I hope the weather there is beautiful for you, and take care.
4 brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
Hi, I'm Stephanie, and thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now back to A1R on the air. Psychic Talk Radio now on Moonstruck TV. Enlightening television.
Hi everyone, and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. My name is Josie Curcio, and I'm going to be your host for the next 30 minutes. And I am hosting live from beautiful Sydney in Australia. I'm quite lucky again, we're having this gorgeous winter, so it's a beautiful sunny day. And I'm really excited. I've got these sun rays coming through, so every time I do the show I get all this beautiful sun coming through in this room. So I'm totally pumped and I'm ready for this exciting show. Now before I start, first thing I want to say is happy 10th anniversary to A1R Psychic Radio Station. 10 years. I'm so excited to be part of this beautiful station. It shows that you guys are very passionate about what you do. I've only joined 5 weeks ago, but it already can resonate the passion and the love that you guys have. So happy anniversary to you guys, to the whole crew, and looking forward to do another 10 years with you guys. So that's all exciting. And then the other thing that I want to share with you guys today, it's about the month of July. You know, where are we standing for this month in numerology? And there is a lot of really interesting insights that are happening at the moment. And so I'm really looking forward to share that with you guys. But before I do that, allow me to introduce myself really briefly for the viewers out there that haven't seen my work yet. So I'm an intuitive psychic and an international teacher. And the reason why I call myself an intuitive psychic is because I really believe that this art of readings that we do is pretty much based on your intuition. And we kind of all have this intuition. You know, no one really hasn't got an intuition. And I believe that some of you out there have experienced some little psychic events happening here and there out of the blue, and it's when you in that moment say to yourself, oh thank goodness I thought of that and I did it and it worked out for the best, or you know, my instinct made me do it, or I didn't think about it, it was my intuition. So we all kind of have that. I kind of made a decision or a choice 17 years ago to develop it a little bit more, and I did many workshops out there because I got curious. I wanted to know more about my own path and what this intuition could have taken me into. And you know what, I never looked back. It was the best choice I could have done for myself. And then I made a choice to share it with others. You know, I quit my job and decided to sort of make it a full-time energy where I wanted to share with everybody, because someone else was there for me through my journey, and I thought, no, I want to share it with somebody else as well. So I'm hoping to share that with you today. And that brings me into now where I can say that I am a clairvoyant, a clairosentient and a clairaudience, and that means that I can see, I can hear and I can feel messages, and that comes through the readings. I also, along the 17 years, have got introduced to the art of advanced numerology, which is what we're going to talk about today. And I studied for 2 years. I couldn't believe the accuracy and the layers and layers and layers of insights the numerology can really give us. So I'm going to share that with you very soon. And then the next thing that I do as well is color healing. Another really interesting way of tapping into colors, and we kind of do it again intuitively. You know, we're attracted to a certain color and there's other colors that we don't really like, and that shows where we act emotionally, physically, believe it or not, and also spiritually. So we can use that through my readings as well. And then there's a third thing that I haven't mentioned before because I kind of forgotten, but it is there. I got my cards with me all the time. And that's this beautiful aromatherapy cards that I have here. I've got a diploma in aromatherapy. It was part of my journey when I started with massages. And this lovely Aussie lady, Australian lady, she created these gorgeous aromatherapy cards. And each card has an oil, and each oil represents where you're at the moment, you know, physically, emotionally, even spiritually. So it's quite fascinating. And so I'm a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I put it all in that session together. I never know how I start, I never know how I end, and that is why I call myself an intuitive psychic. I just use the flow, and I use my intuition, and I connect with you. And so your readings, every time you connect with me, is always different, and it's always special, because every day we wake up differently and we go through different things. So that's pretty much about me and what to expect for my work today. So let's have a chat about the month of July. And I thought maybe what we can do first is, before I specifically go into the month, perhaps let's go from scratch. Let's start from how it all works. How do we come up with this vibration for the month? So we go as far as the year. We look at 2017, because every year it brings globally an energy that we all get affected by. Some of us get affected in a positive way, some of us are affected in a more challenging way. So for 2017, the way we do it is we add every single digit together. So if you can visualize or write down the actual number, we look at the 2, the 0 doesn't count, so the 2 and the 1 becomes a 3 when you add them together. And then we've got the 7, so the 3 and the 7 becomes a 10. Again, for now we don't look at the 0, so the 0 doesn't count, so we look at the 10 becoming a number 1. That vibration, most of you know, that is about your leadership, new beginnings, standing really strong on your own 2 feet, and really believe in what you're doing this year and taking charge of it. The number 1 is connected with color therapy to the color red, and when we see red, we kind of focus. It's like that bull that just sees the red and wants to just focus in that direction, and it doesn't allow to get distracted by other people's dramas or other people's pulls that they might want to put on you to stop you from moving forward. It's an energy that when I talk to my clients, it really demands purpose. Like, it's like something, for example, that a lot of mothers finally get to an age where they go, well, my kids are grown up now, for example, and it's my time to do what I couldn't do before, because they dedicate a lot of their time to somebody else. So it's a year that sort of demands that choice. Let me do something for myself. And that becomes kind of an energy of being selfless, because when you're doing something that makes you explode with joy, when you're doing something that you can feel your purpose, your energy becomes so light, and there's a recharge with that energy as well. So that is where we should be all sitting for the year 2017. Really strong on your own 2 feet, where everything else becomes an addition. It's a great energy to sort of involve yourself with, but at the same time you have that line of purpose where you're grounding your energy with Mother Earth, and you know why your feet are on this gravity and why you're here, and that line of energy that shoots right up, and it also tells you what your celestial purpose is, why your soul is here. And so it's a beautiful awareness to be at. Some of us at the beginning of it, some of us have already started, and you know, whichever way you're sitting, it's still a really beautiful energy. If you're sitting in the challenge of that number 1, then you're going to feel obviously stuck, and that's where numerology can come in to help you, because when I see your birthday, there's other numbers associated to it as well, and I can sort of help you with that. Okay, so that's the start of it. Then let's have a look at the month of July. So we know that the month of July is a number 7, but believe it or not, we actually don't look at the number 7 as much. We need to add that number 7 to the number 1 of 2017, because during that year, every month brings an energy. So every month we feel different. We've got something else we want to do. Some of us feel a crave to start something different the following month, and some of us go with the flow. So there's this constant wave of different colourful energies that we get involved in. So for the month of July, we looked at the number 7, and then we look at 2017 being a number 1, and we add them together. So 7 plus 1 is an 8. So for the month of July, we're sitting in a number 8. Now, I don't know if you guys know what the number 8 brings in. It is an interesting vibration to tap into. We're all feeling it. So the beauty about numerology is it teaches us that the vibration, we're all feeling it as an individual. So it's our own individual responsibility to sit with it and really work with it and see where we're at. We also feel it globally as a unit. We're kind of all feeling that vibration as well. So the number 8 is pretty much the vibration of separation. That's how I kind of have to explain it at the moment, because I myself have gone through it and I'm going through it, and I'm getting a lot of clients that are coming to me with the same specific separation problem or element that is they're really challenging themselves with. And what do I mean by that? With separation, this is what I mean. So if we go back to the number 1 that I've just explained, we need to sort of believe that this is a path, we're starting something new, it's for our own growth, it's for our own goodness, and we shouldn't be told that it's wrong because we're feeling it. So there should be no outside circumstances telling us, no, you can't. Who do you think you are? You shouldn't be doing it at the moment. So when we do get those obstacles, and that can come from anything or anybody, the vibration of the number 8 comes in to help you separate yourself from the negative situations or the negative people. So this month, we're all going to feel this struggle with separating from what's good for us, and we can feel it in our heart that it's good for us, and what's bad for us. But sometimes those bad situations or those negative people are not aware of what they're doing to us or what they're actually sitting on. They're the people that are kind of separating themselves from the 2 vibration that everybody has, the negative and the positive, and they're choosing to stay on something that is kind of perhaps negative for them or negative for us. But if it is negative for us, then we have a responsibility to kind of pull it away and to say, no, that's no longer right for us, or that situation doesn't feel right for me anymore. So the number 8, when I sort of teach about the number 8, I call it the superhero vibration. This is the time where we've got to really believe in ourselves and really cut the cords and pull away from anything that does no longer feel right, because it will slow us down in doing what's right for us. We're working so hard to be happy. We all want to be happy in this life. We're all looking for harmony. We're all looking to do really well. We want that heart of us to sing, that joyful place that we all want to be in, and obviously share it with the right people as well. But why is it so difficult to do so? Why is it such an effort to stay happy? And the number 8 explains it to you really beautifully. As you know, the number 8 sort of goes like that. It's got that little shape. What comes around goes around, people say. So it's like having those 2, the yin and the yang, that energy of the positive, the energy negative, constantly flowing with one another. And they both have to exist. We can't eradicate negativity or lower energies. They kind of have to be there for us to constantly remind ourselves that we can do better, that it's okay. It's our intent that really radiates the balance. Where do we put our thoughts? Where do we put our action? If we constantly stay on the lower vibration, in the negative place, then we're not going to be very happy, are we? We're going to choose to sort of stay in those unhappy moments, and then we easily blame others, or we don't really look at ourselves because we're not choosing to work with that vibration. But when the awareness kicks in, like for example, you're listening to me right now, or you could be watching a movie, or you could be reading a book, or someone could be saying something that sort of gives you that aha moment, you're going to understand why separation is really important for you at the moment if you really want to work on yourself and you want to be this happy person. Because sooner or later we have to say no to those people that are dragging us down or stopping us from growing, or it could be a jealousy moment and they coming from the bad place, and we've got to really pull away. So coming from a personal experience that I have experienced this for the last 6 months, it is difficult to do it, particularly when you have loved somebody for so long or been in an environment for so long, and you kind of have to sort of detach from it when the other party or the other situation goes, no, hang on a minute, you're the one who's wrong, I'm not doing anything wrong, and they don't want to meet you halfway, or they don't want to unite to create harmony. or create that beautiful balance that you kind of want and you're screaming for. So what do you do with people that are sort of, you know, family members? It could be a husband, a spouse, a child, you know, a teenager that can be quite difficult. It could be even work, you know, your boss. So those negative situations can really give you that impression of being into authority. You know, it can be your boss, it can be a colleague, it can be, again, someone in authority, or they put themselves in authority really, really quickly. And so you need to sort of work on yourself and kind of say, no, I have to be really, really strong and separate myself from that. And how do you do that? You know, sometimes we think about it and we go, yeah, it's all well and good and easy to say it, but how do you actually do it? You know what? If you can be grateful for what you've got and you bring your vibration, not from the ego part, you bring it back to the heart, it's an automatic reaction for you to sort of create compassion. You could create that grateful element for yourself. That compassion allows you to see them under a different light. You kind of see them for who they really are. And you can see that they're struggling with whatever choices they have in their life, or you can see why they're holding on to you, and maybe they don't want you to change because it doesn't suit them. And sometimes they still love you. They're still saying, but I love you, I know better, listen to me, don't do this, or don't walk that way, or don't take this path. But you know that they love is kind of conditioned by those negative elements. So if you can see it and you bring compassion into your heart, it becomes an easier solution, and it comes naturally. You kind of step up above it all and you're going, you know, I can really see this. And there is different things that you can do. There's so many, as an individual we can do it in so many different ways. There are some fun ways to do it and there's some more serious way to do it, and I sort of teach that in my workshops as well. So the best thing to do for now, just with the limited time that I do have, is to bring in the grateful, like to be grateful for what you've got, to be grateful that you've been, you know, guided to the path that you're in so far, and compassion, you know, to bring that energy back into your heart and understand them. Don't judge them, you know, understand them, why they're doing what they're doing. Your work perhaps is no longer right and you've been in there because you've been thinking about the value of money, but it's not, your heart is not singing anymore. You know, understand what was good or what has lasted so far. It was good for a little while, but now we need to take that strength or bravery and courage to really let your heart sing. And so be compassionate towards that, and then see how the actual universe will introduce all the right things. When I started believing in, and it was a very hard task to do, by the way, it wasn't easy to believe that this is the right path when you've got people around you that you care for that they tell you, no, that's not right. Or, you know, people that come into authority and tells you, no, who do you think you are? You can't sort of do this separation. I want to allow it. It's not easy. It's definitely something that you really got to take your time with. And by the way, there is no time frame. You make your own time and you work on it, however it suits you. And surround yourself with people that make you laugh, that, you know, they see the sunshine the way you see the sunshine. You know, have a giggle. Surround yourself with things that are positive. You know, have a good giggle. I started watching comedy more often. I started making a choice not to see the news anymore because the news was really negative and unfortunately was putting me in a place of negativity. So I was not coming out of it. I was actually stuck into it. So there's so many things that we can do, but that's pretty much what's going on. And, you know, the fun part is also choose a superhero that suits you. I chose Wonder Woman because I couldn't believe when I did I was actually channeling, and I felt like so energetic, and I thought, no, you know, I can do this. I can stop it by saying no, and I can do it in a really beautiful way. Because superheroes, by the way, as much as they are brave and they have the courage to do what's right, they also have the other side of the energy, which is what the number 8 is all about, which is more nurturing. It's compassionate. They kind of know what's best for them and then what's best for everybody else as well. And it's got this beautiful energy where they mold themselves into a situation. You know, it's easier to mold yourself and make that harmony energy to be present And so just choose a superhero, and it could be anybody, and I would love to hear back from you to see what superhero you picked. I've had some clients that have picked Catwoman, because they were obviously females, or Indiana Jones, where they wanted to be more adventurous and really get excited about what's coming up next. So really choose any of those superheroes, and you can share this with your kids as well if you've got kids and you know that they're feeling stuck with what's going on next. So you can definitely do that. And let me know how you go, because it would be wonderful to share which superhero you kind of picked and see how you go with that. And please share with me as well if you're stuck with anything that I'm talking about, where you are in that place of separation, where you kind of already separated and maybe it's done and dusted, or you're in the middle separating and you're still struggling with the letting go. You know, you're probably holding on just a little bit. Or you just started and you've been stuck with it for quite some time and maybe you're not quite sure with what's going on next. So I'm here for you. I can definitely help you through it. I run workshops on things like this, about letting go and how we can sort of get empowered and found that personal power and how to use it to our advantage. So I'm definitely here for you guys, and you can connect with me through my Facebook page, which is Josie Curcio Inner Light Therapies, on my web page, which is www.innerlighttherapies.com.au. And what I might do now, so I just had to condense what July is all about, and I hope you guys enjoy that vibration, enjoy the element of the superhero, and connect with me and let me know how you go. And what I might do now is just really quickly, I've got a client of mine, a beautiful client of mine. I know it's her birthday, so I want to grab a colour therapy card and do a quick few minutes reading for her. Her name is Daniela, and so I'm just going to shuffle this aromatherapy. Oh, I've got to do the aromatherapy cards as well. So I'll do the colour cards and the aromatherapy cards, and then we shall have time to do a reading for a viewer as well. So Daniela, let's see, what is your colour card? Okay, lovely. And I'm going to do the aromatherapy cards as well. And let's see what we got. Okay. Lovely. So the color therapy card for you, Daniela, it's this beautiful burgundy card that it's just popped up for you. And it pretty much says about you awakening your passion. So it talks about you concentrating on what you want to do next and what makes your heart sing, like I just told earlier, and what do you need to separate yourself from for you to actually make that happen. It's a wonderful color for you to tap in, because the browns pretty much says, I'm going to commit to this and I'm going to make sure I stay put with this and I won't get distracted. So that's a really good color to tap into. And then we've got lavender. With essential oil. I don't know how you feel about lavender, if you actually like lavender as an essential oil. In the ancient times, and I'll show you as well this beautiful image that we've got of this woman with this gorgeous little baby. In this case, Daniela, the big lady, that will be you, big Daniela, looking after little Daniela. And you know, when we're little, we always think about doing what we love doing in that moment. We don't consider, oh, maybe I should wait for later on. We do it we stay in the present, and we just explore what we got right in front of us. So that's pretty much saying to me that now you need to think about what makes your heart sing and what would you like to do with a more playful attitude, and take your time. You know, lavender says let's slow things down as well. It calms your nerves as well, and it slows things down. So take your time with that. And if you like smelling the aroma of essential oils of lavender, do so. Just don't use too many drops, because it's quite potent, especially if you use the pure essential oils. And so take it easy. But if you suffer from low blood pressure, I wouldn't recommend it. So just use it as more of a colour, like with a lilac, and I don't highly recommend it otherwise. But I hope you enjoyed that reading, sweetheart, and happy birthday. And now let's go really quickly to our viewer. Who we got? We've got Joe in Connecticut, USA. Hi, Joe. Oh, we lost Joe. All right, so what I'll do is let's see if we can get him back, or we're getting him back. I don't know if Joe is a female or a male. And I'm just going to keep on using some colour therapy cards, and let's see what pops up next. At the moment, with the vibration of the number 8 for July, the colour therapy for the number 8 is actually all those beautiful golds. See, I've got here these gorgeous chocolate colours, all those brown and golds. They're perfect for aromatherapy. Sorry, they're perfect for the month of July. Sorry, I've just got distracted, but it looks like Joe is back. So let me have a look if Joe's connected. Are you there, Joe?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, sweetheart. We lost you for a few seconds. How can I help you?
Yes, I would like to know about my love life.
Wonderful. Okay, I can do that for you. All right. So what I'll do, I'm going to use some Oracle Tarot cards, and let's see where you're sitting with your love life. Let's see what pops up. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing that I'm kind of getting here is that your guides, because, you know, when I do my readings, I sort of pick up on the element of vibrations of what your guides are saying. And I'm getting here that your guides want you to celebrate a little bit more. Whether you need to celebrate with a loved one or you need to celebrate yourself, that's what's kind of coming through at the moment. Have you met someone new?
No, not really.
You haven't? Okay. I feel that someone new is coming your way, so I don't know if you're in a good place at the moment or not, but you guys are kind of saying enjoy your life, and I'm seeing flowers around you, so I don't know if you actually want to get yourself some flowers or you're going to receive some flowers, but when we see flowers, you know how we automatically feel happy? You know, we go, oh, yes. It's a nice surprise. It puts us in a really good place. So I'm seeing that the universe is definitely going to bless you with this new energy coming your way. So there's someone new that you're going to meet. And what else I'm seeing, Joe? I'm seeing that it's going to be a second chance for you. So whether it means that this new person is exactly what you need right now, and so you feel like the past is finally behind you, or someone coming from the past, or someone that reminds you of the past could finally be gone, you know, and you're starting fresh, and you know when we get that nice fresh or breath air and you're going, oh, this is so refreshing to be with someone like this. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Joe, I also feel that you're busy. Have you been really busy?
What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I also feel that you've been quite busy. Have you got a lot going on at the moment?
No, not really. I met someone, but he's way younger than me.
Oh, you have met somebody. Okay, can you not worry about that? Because that's what the energy is all about. Don't worry about the age. Enjoy it. Because, you know, when I was talking about the flowers and refreshing and feeling like there is something nice coming around. So can you just enjoy that at the moment? Don't worry about anything else for now. Joe, feel free to connect with me so that I can give you more details, because unfortunately I have to wrap it up. But thank you so much for connecting with me. And you know what? Enjoy what you've got. Have a lovely time with this person that is coming your way. Remember that the universe has sent it to you. And feel free to reconnect with me. And everybody else, thank you so much for watching the show. Looking forward to next week, and have a colourful, colourful week until then. Bye, everyone.
Show me what you got, keep it
Welcome to Messages from Above with Tony G on Ask One Radio worldwide. That's right. So, do you have questions that you would like answered? Do you have loved ones you would like to connect with? If so, call now. Yep, call in. And we will get your answers to your questions. Now, I always say we when I'm speaking of me, and I'm sure some people think that's a little weird, but it's actually the angels and the guides that answer your questions, and I'm just kind of the conduit of it all. So that's a very good thing for you to know. So go ahead, call in now, and let's get your questions answered. My name is Tony Green. I'm a psychic, medium, channel, TV show host of 2 TV shows, producer of 2 TV shows, radio show host of this radio show, author, a hypnotist, and a healer. I think pretty soon I might have to take 1 or 2 of those things off the list just because it's kind of a lot, right? Yeah. But I love it all, so I don't think I could take anything off the list. My newest book is going to be done soon. I'm editing it. This is what happens. I don't know how this happens. I've been editing it. I had somebody come over and help me edit it. And then I went through a final edit and I added 30 pages. I don't know. But they're awesome. They're awesome. And so this newest book is just messages from above, messages that have been channeled through me and put on paper. And it is fabulous. It's fabulous. When I go back and I read some of these, even though I'm the one who typed them out or wrote them out, I go back and I read them and I'm like, wow, that's really good. Well, you wrote it. It should be. But it's not me. It's them. I give credit where credit is due. They get all the props. So, I have a very, very busy week coming up. I'm recording 2 more shows for WSCS, my psychic show, and my Create a Life You Love show, which is so exciting. I love that so much. I'm also doing work with Jimmy Mack, the healer. Let me tell you something. Jimmy Mack, he's no joke. He is a very good healer. I've been to healers in the past, and I've worked with healers in the past. This guy, I think he knows what he's doing because everything is like boom, 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 done, gone, da-da-da. It's awesome. And he will be on the show July 12th. So this is the deal for Jimmy Mack. On July 12th, messages from above at 9:30 p.m. If you would like a healing and a reading, call in on July 12th. Jimmy Mack will be doing healings on air. It's going to be very, very exciting. Yes, it is. Okay, bless you, Max. I'm here with Max. So let's go to our first caller, who is Tracy.
Yes.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, are you Tracy?
Yeah, yes.
Hi, Tracy. How are you tonight?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. How can I help you? Do you have a question you'd like to ask me? A little bit better? They should be, some of this heaviness should lift from you. Now, August is going to be a very interesting month because there are going to be some really good things that come in, but there are still going to be some underlying issues. You have to take the good things and just focus on them, first of all, and then the underlying issues, start reaching out to people to help resolve them, okay? So one of the things that you are kind of neglecting is you think it is what it is, there's nothing that can be done about it, this is just the way life is, right?
Yeah.
But there are always organizations or people or companies that are willing to help. You just have to reach out. Do a few Google searches, and you're going to find more help than you can handle to turn everything around, okay? You haven't been, you know about A, B, and C, but you don't know about D through Z. You need to start looking for D through Z, because there are resources out there to help you to eliminate some of these underlying problems that have been ongoing. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it does.
Thank you. So their biggest messages to you is to start searching for organizations and or they're saying charity, but it's not. It's like foundations that can help turn things around for you. Okay, sweetie? If you do that throughout the rest of July, in August, everything is going to start to get better. You're going to see your way out of those black clouds you feel like you have been in, okay?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in this evening. I'm so grateful I was able to talk with you. Thank you so much, Tracy, for calling in.
Thank you so much for giving me a... Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. You're listening to Messages from Above on Ask One Radio. Next, I'm going to go to Shelley.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
I am doing absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. Shelley, did you have a question that you wanted to ask or a loved one you want to connect with?
Yes, I have two questions. One was regarding...
Take a very slow, deep breath in. I want you to put your thumb and any finger you choose together. So your thumb and a finger together, right? And I want you to take a very slow, deep breath in. And as you release that breath, I want you to softly say relax 3 times. Now, what's the difference in how you feel?
I'm focused mostly on my breathing right now.
Right. And did that, now if you do that a couple of times, if you take that very slow, deep breath in and you release it, and you just say the word relax 3 times as you release that breath, you will instantly, very instantly go into a very, very, very deep state of relaxation. You can use this technique when you're taking exams. It's really helpful to calm your mind down so that the right answers can come up when you need them. So that's really important to know also. Now, the program is very difficult, yes, but when you get through it, and you will, you're going to make it through, you're going to be very, very happy that you were able to do that, okay?
Okay, good. Because I mean, I know it's going to be very challenging this coming up year for me as well, because that's going to be a lot of board exams, at least 5 board exams to go on.
Yeah.
So just thinking about that, gives me that anxiety.
You know what, don't put yourself ahead of your program. Just get through each and every day, work day to day,
exactly,
and get through. Yes, just don't think about the future with that. So she went down for a second, the phone disconnected, but we're going to get her back in a second so that I can tell her about the person that is with her. Because as soon as she started talking, I saw a gentleman step in that is, I think it's a gentleman. Hi.
Hi, sorry, it got disconnected.
That's okay. That happens sometimes. It's technology. So what I want to say is just take it one day at a time. Don't worry about it. And just, you're going to do fine. Yes, next year, this next part coming up, it's going to be